Okay, so I definitely did not consider that today was Father's Day when I decided to do my live stream. So if you're watching a playback, my bad, y'all. Don't get on me about how you missed the live because you was out doing your Father's Day stuff. My bad. I'm sorry. Okay. I want to do a little bit of housekeeping before I actually get into the topic of the video. So, again, if you're watching a playback, just look in the description for some timestamps if you want to go ahead and skip to the juicy parts of the video. Y'all, I'm struggling. I am pet sitting in Chicago right now. First of all, happy Father's Day to the dads out there. I know I got a couple of guys that watch the channel. So if you're a dad, happy Father's Day. Or if you have your dad or husband or whatever, happy Father's Day to them. This is a result of my poor planning. Well, I guess it's kind of not my fault. It's a little bit my fault. So I'm pet sitting in Chicago for a disabled greyhound. And this dog has been wearing me out. Like, for real. This dog has been taking up all of my time and energy. In fact, I'm not even technically in Chicago. I'm up north in Evanston. I'm about 45 minutes to an hour outside of Chicago. And I haven't gotten a chance to go and see the city yet because I'm alternating between caring for this dog and sleeping, caring and sleeping and caring and sleeping. It's going to be even harder when I actually have to work tomorrow. So yeah, he's been taking. Hi, Alexis. Alexis, you should be able to see in the chat that you have a wrench. I think about one or two videos ago, I went ahead and made you a moderator. So if you see any trolls come in, you have been anointed the powers of blocking people or timing them out. Okay. If somebody says anything inappropriate, you can either time them out, which will limit, uh, which will limit, it'll basically give them a break from being able to comment for a certain amount of time. And if you want to go ahead and block them, just make sure they're just crossing a line before you block them. But yeah, I probably should have had you volunteer before I put you to work, but sorry, you've been anointed. So basically, when somebody comments, if they say anything that you feel like is inappropriate or you can see they're disrupting the chat, what will happen is you can click on their name. You can click on their name and it'll give you the option to time them out for a certain amount of seconds. And then once they've been timed out, they should come back into the chat with some sense. Or if they are completely out of pocket or disruptive or disrespectful to anyone, then you have the ability to block them altogether. All right. So, free labor, yes. I have volunteered Alexis against her will for some free labor, so we'll see how that works out. I didn't want to put this stream on subscribers only, so we have a moderator that can get any of the trolls out of here if they come, or bots. Sometimes it's just a bot saying something stupid. All right. So yeah, I'm pet sitting in Chicago. I have a beautiful greyhound that I'm taking care of. He takes a lot of attention, and I have not had time. I have not had time to come on here and give y'all an update. So if you haven't already seen, okay, don't look now, but I posted on my community tab. Again, if you're subscribed, you're not going to see it. So definitely make sure you're subscribed. But I posted on my community tab a screenshot of my scale, my weigh-in app from my scale. And y'all, I am 2 weeks into my 30-day challenge, and we're not going to necessarily talk about the second week too much because I don't have a scale here with me to give a proper update, but we're going to go over the first week. I avoided coming on here for a whole entire week because I was about to be on this mug in tears, okay? Also, really quickly, if the stream starts lagging or seeming a little choppy, let me know. In this house, the router is upstairs. So if it starts messing up, I'll go head up to the loft and see if that makes the connection better. Because I'm getting like a notification here that my Wi-Fi is not too strong. Did y'all hear that? I just hit my elbow. Okay, so anyway, so first week. If you don't know what 30-day challenge I'm talking about, then you need to go back and watch like a video or two. Okay. Me, my sister, and my cousin have decided to take things up a notch in our weight loss efforts. And oh, geez, you're I think this is the first time you're here live, or at least your first time commenting. Hi, happy Father's Day if you are a dad. So we decided to do this challenge to try to kick up our weight loss for the summer, especially since I'm going to Europe to actually see my cousin this summer in August. So I had to get rid of candy. I had to give up fried food and eating out 6 days a week. So I can only eat out once a week. I had to give up juice and soda. Listen, let me tell y'all something. If you haven't already seen it, obviously it's on the cover. I spoiled the lead, or I spoiled the tea, or whatever. But I lost 8 pounds in my first week. Now, on my post, I said 7. The only reason I said 7 was because by the time I had did my last weigh-in, I had already gained a pound back. You'll see it on the picture. It shows like a +7. I actually made it down to 194. So I started on the last day. Well, on my first day, I started at 202 pounds. And then by day 7 or 8 or something like that, I was at 194, 195-ish. So if you're not already aware, I have not lost weight since December. Okay. I think that I made it to 202 pounds in December. And then ever since then, I would bounce back and forth between 199 and 202. But I never really counted the 199. Like, I never made a true announcement about the 199 because I knew I was bouncing back and forth. So I posted a picture about it in my bathing suit, but I didn't do a full video about being in Wonderland. I talked about it in some live streams, but I didn't do a full video about it because I knew I was bouncing back and forth into the 200s. This has been going on for 6 months. If my mic is too loud, let me know. But this has been going on for 6 months. 6 months. I've been on compound for 5 of those months. Okay. It was some trash compound. I wasted a lot of money and time because I could be skinny by now. Okay. Slim, thick, something. But listen, so I wasted a lot of time. And as you know, or if you don't already know, I've recently switched to Zepbound. I'm now on my 4th injection. This is my 4th week on Zepbound. I took my injection a couple of days ago, and it's pretty much changed everything for me. My appetite is under control. My cravings are under control. So all I had to do was actually listen to my body. Okay. Like, I was fighting. Okay. The first couple of weeks I've been on Zepbound, I was in and out of the pen, in and out of Zepbound jail. Like, I still wanted to have my sugar. I still wanted to have my fried food. I got a story about that. Y'all, TMI, I'm going to go ahead and warn you that this is going to be a little nasty because I have had a rough week. I had a rough week with Zepbound. I don't know if it was the Zepbound or if it was me, if my body was punishing me, but there was some projectile vomit involved and some uncontrollable bowel movements. Okay, so we're going to talk about that later. But so my first couple of weeks on Zepbound, I definitely was trying to fight the appetite control. I was definitely still trying to eat the things that I wasn't supposed to be eating, even though it was making me sick. It was making me not feel good. I still kept forcing myself to try to eat those things. So with this challenge, the challenge was to allow me to remove those things. And if I don't, then I would end up having to owe my sister and my cousin money. Okay, so week 1 of the challenge comes along. I come on here on day 2 on my community tab post crying. That was a real message. If y'all seen it, when I said, okay, let's quit, that was a real message that I sent to my cousin on day 2 because I was already going through withdrawals. Now, me removing gluten was not a part of the challenge. It's something that I struggle with because I remove it, I add it back, I remove it, I add it back. So again, I tried to remove it fully, and I went through extreme withdrawals, and I was ready to come on here crying. Like, by day 3, I was about, because I posted that I was like ready to quit on day 2. Not really, but I was really ready to quit. Not really, but really. And y'all were on the comments like, nah, you'll be all right. Keep going. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna keep going. So by day 3, I was just like, no. If I go live, I'm gonna be in tears. Like, if I go live, I'm gonna cry There's no way I'm doing a pre-recorded video. But if I go live, I'm gonna come on this motherfucker in tears because I want candy. I want some Sour Patch Kids. I want a slice of pizza. I want something. Okay, so I was going through it. This is weird. It's weird to be on Zepbound, and for the most part, you have cravings and appetite control, meaning that for the most part, you don't crave the things that you usually do, and if you do eat them, you can't eat a lot of it. But when you remove it all together, cold turkey, I don't want to say psychologically, but like your brain chemistry, because of the addiction, if you have a gluten or a sugar addiction, whatever, an alcohol addiction, your brain will still go through the withdrawals, even if physically you aren't craving it, right? So at the end of the day, your hormones and your brain chemistry, those are going to win out, right? Like you can remove the foods, but your body is still going to register. It's still going to register that you're not eating those things. So the withdrawals, unfortunately, Zepbound doesn't help with that. It would be nice if they could like add that in though. Like, wouldn't that be cool if you can take your Zepbound and it solves your cravings, but you also don't go through withdrawal? That would be bomb. Eli. Oh, and let me tell y'all, Eli Lilly Direct, or whatever the pharmacy they use, and they watching my videos. Because remember when I did that Zepbound unboxing and I was complaining about getting my prescription in individual boxes? I got my next shipment and all of my vials were in one box. They weren't in boxes inside of another box. They were 4 vials into one individual box. I'll do another unboxing that's shorter or whatever. Anyway, point being, I still had to go through my withdrawals, and it was terrible. It was awful. I struggled my first week, and because I weigh in daily, I could tell that the scale was dropping, and it was dropping fast. Now, the problem with that is some I'm laughing at Alexis's comments. And thank you, Sydney. Thank you. So you made me lose my train of thought, Alexis. So I was talking about withdrawal. And okay, so the thing about losing the 8 pounds in 1 week, regardless, a good majority of that is going to be water weight. Okay, so it's very much possible that I've already put some of that weight back on. I just don't know it because I'm not home to weigh myself. The other problem that I have with the 8-pound weight loss is that I talked about in my very last video that I had my first week of Zepbound. I had some diarrhea. Okay, we're just going to get into it. All right. Like, I feel like other people on Zepbound have this experience potentially, but they're not going to talk about it. I don't care. We're going to talk about it. So I had some loose stool my first week on Zepbound, and I couldn't tell if it was the Zepbound or if it was a coincidence or something else was going on with my body. I can now confirm it's the Zepbound. Every single week that I take my injection, okay? Every single week that I take my injection, I take it on a Friday. From Friday to Sunday, maybe Monday, it's all loosey-goosey. Like, it's all, it's not good. It's not good. And I don't know what to do about it. And like I said in my last video, I typically don't try to do anything about it. I just kind of let it flow. It's very annoying because I have to stay close to a bathroom. But if it needs to come out, it needs to come out. Now, with that, you obviously lose a lot of water weight, okay? So I'm going to assume that's where a good chunk of that 8 pounds came from. Maybe like it was a lot. it was a lot. So I'm going to assume that's like a lot of my water weight came from that. The other thing is, I don't know what happened. I feel like it may have been the Zepbound, but it could have also just been some food poisoning. I don't know, but I got really, really sick one day last week. I got extremely violently sick with vomit. Okay. I had eaten some frozen food. I didn't cook. I was busy with work or whatever the case was. And I had some frozen like chicken tenders and some frozen French fries, which I guess I should back up and say that. So I had messed up during the week. We're only supposed to eat out once a week, and we're not supposed to eat fried food. So I went to get me some iced coffee, and the place that I get my iced coffee from, sometimes I have breakfast. And I wasn't thinking, I went ahead and ordered me something to eat to go. I ordered some like potatoes, some breakfast potatoes or whatever to go, and didn't realize it until the end of the day. Like, shit, I wasn't supposed to eat that. Not that I can't have potatoes, but one, they're not supposed to be fried. And two, I'm not supposed to get them from a restaurant if I am going to have them. Or if I do have them from a restaurant, again, they're not supposed to be fried, and I can only do it, I can only have it once for the week. So anyway, I accidentally messed up. So I ended up having to owe my cousin and my sister money. And now I made the very immature decision to throw the whole week away, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I messed up one day and was like, well, whole week's done. I mean, I already owed them like this one serving of potatoes cost me $50. I may as well eat out for the rest of the week. That was such a stupid decision. But hear me out, okay? Hear me out. So I ended up eating out a few more times during the week, especially because I had to travel. So I ate out because I was just extremely busy with work. That's not an excuse. I could have survived on protein shakes. I didn't have to throw the whole week away, but I did. I threw very immaturely. I threw the whole week away. So I ended up eating out a few more times. Now, fast forward to me eating the frozen chicken tenders. Typically, I wouldn't be able to have those. But because I had already messed up for the week, I was just like, well, whatever, fuck it. Like, oh well. And so I had that, and something went very fucking wrong. Something went extremely wrong. I started to feel sick. I started to feel sick. And was this on my injection day? I think it was. I think it was on my injection day. I started to feel very, very sick. And you know how when you get, I don't have any more nausea medication. Okay. So there was nothing for me to take. Like, I don't do nausea. I get sick, I'm popping a pill if I got one. Like, we talked about this with Eye of Wisdom before. If I got a Zofran on hand, I'm popping a Zofran. I don't do nausea. I will suffer from any other type of pain or discomfort. I will suffer through it before I pop a pill. But nausea, no, I'm popping a Zofran if I have it. Okay, so I didn't have any more on hand, so I couldn't take anything for it. And it went from like mild nausea to moderate to extreme nausea, to the point where I had to bring a trash can to my bed because I couldn't tell if I was actually going to throw up. I mean, I could tell I needed to, but I was going to fight. Like, I don't do vomit. I don't do vomit. So I was going to fight to make sure that I did not throw up. I lost that fight. I did. I lost that fight. I ended up having an extremely violent session of projectile vomit. I'm talking about, like, I've experienced nausea on Zepbound, but I mean, or Zepbound and compound, but I've never actually gotten to the point of actually throwing up. I threw up everything that I ate in the past like hour or two. Like, it all came up, and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. So, has anyone else experienced vomiting on Zepbound? That's not a side effect that I'm familiar with. I know the nausea is, but to the actual point of throwing up your food, yeah, that was pretty bad. So again, right? That's going to, I mean, I didn't get a chance to absorb my food. So in my mind, that's going to reflect on the scale as well. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But to me, between diarrhea and projectile vomiting, I feel like that's going to reflect on the scale. Okay. So I said that to say, I don't know how much of my 8-pound loss is going to stick. I hope at least 4 pounds of it does. That would be great. More like, realistically, only like a pound or two is going to stick, because that's about healthy weight loss for a week. But I'm hoping to stick it at like 3 or 4 pounds of weight loss that actually lasts. Alexis, I saw you said congratulations on Wonderland. Oh my gosh. Listen, let me tell you something. It's up. Okay. Alexis and the rest of y'all. It's up as far as like me needing to get this weight off. So I think I talked about how when I was in DC recently, I walked around and I was experiencing some hip pain. I'm in Chicago now, and the same thing is happening. Like, I walk for maybe a mile, and my hips hurt. I don't know what the F is going on. I don't know what's happening. I know when I was at my highest weight, I definitely suffered from some hip pain. I have flat feet, so my feet always hurt. But this is different. This is like I've lost 40 pounds and I don't feel better. I feel worse. Not because of the weight loss. I don't know why I feel worse, but I can't really stand walking or standing for more than like 30 minutes to an hour. And as somebody that grew up in New York walking everywhere, yeah, I've been out of New York for about 8, 9 years now, but I'm typically okay with walking. Like I can walk maybe 3 or 5 miles typically with no problem. Now I'm having a problem about after half a mile to a mile. So it is imperative that I get this weight off as quickly as possible because one, I'm going to Europe and I gotta walk. I gotta walk. I have to. What am I gonna do? Like, I can't just go and stay in my hotel, but that's what it's looking like. It's looking like I probably got an hour of walking in me before I need to sit down. I don't want to spend my trip like that. And I'm leaving on August 1st. So between now and August, I have to get as much weight off of me as possible. If that doesn't help, then I'm gonna have to go to physical therapy. I'm just I'm just going to have to go to physical therapy. And I don't think it's the medication causing any issues with my bones or my joints. I did a DEXA scan. How long ago was that? Y'all don't know. I should know this, but maybe 5 or 6 months ago. And my bone density was pretty good. My muscle mass was pretty good. My actual lean muscle tissue, though, was a little low, meaning that I'm losing a bit, like I'm losing my muscle a bit rapidly. Um, so basically, I said that to say the issues that I'm having with my hips, I don't know what's causing it. It could be that I work in cybersecurity and I sit for 10 hours a day. Maybe that's what it is. If that's what it is, then maybe only physical therapy will help me get through that. Okay, so I don't need y'all thinking I'm the only one that messed up in week 1. Okay, we are in the second week of this 30-day challenge. We have 2 weeks left. Today is day 14. Well, I guess now that it's Sunday, it's day 15. But they messed up too. So let me throw them under the bus real quick because it's not just me. It's not just me. And I have to tell y'all this because I said in one of the last videos, if I can get this right, we're gonna do this together as a channel. We're gonna put a challenge together as a channel. If I can get my life together and be successful. The nausea, I've always had nausea being on tirzepatide, whether it was brand or compound, but actual getting to the point of throwing up my food, no, that's only happened on Zepbound. And to be honest, like I don't even want to blame this. I don't want to blame Zepbound. I don't. I would rather just say my chicken gave me food poisoning because Zepbound is innocent. Zepbound does nothing wrong to anybody ever. Okay, Zepbound is perfect. But I wanted to put it out there because potentially it could be a side effect of that. Like it could be that my body was just not with the shenanigans when it came to my food choices. So back to throwing my sister and my cousin under the bus. So my cousin accidentally agreed to go out to like a birthday dinner or a retirement dinner or something like that and ended up eating out and then had to pay me $25. And then I didn't work out for my third day that week, so I had to give the $25 back. And then my sister didn't do her workouts for the week, so had to give us 25 back, but then we had to give her 25 back because we messed up. So it was just a triangle, a love triangle of sending around the same $50. Like we was just sending it. It got to the point where we was just like, don't even send it. Like, oh, you messed up. Okay, I'm not about to send you the 25 I owed you because you're just gonna have to send it back to me. So we did a whole love fest, the whole love triangle of sending around IOUs and $25. So at the end, we all ended up with our own money back. Okay, essentially is how it worked out. But now we're in week 2, and because I messed up with the breakfast potatoes and I spent the whole week eating out, I owe them money. So yeah, that eating out for this week cost me what it cost me, in addition to costing me $50 so that I can pay them. So we're not doing that. We're not doing that for the next 2 weeks. We're not doing that. All right. So I was back in Zepbound jail for a week. I'm out. I got bailed out. I'm out the pen. I'm doing okay. I'm still having like an issue with not eating candy. I went to the nail salon yesterday and they had Tootsie Rolls, and I wanted one. Like I'm really going through it about the whole candy thing. And as far as gluten goes, I'm at about 90%. It still creeps into my diet as far as breaded chicken because of that past week of me eating out. But now that we're moving forward and I'm no longer allowed to eat out because it's a new week, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm ready to also my goal for the month was only 10 pounds. And I pretty much almost got there in the first week, which is insane. Like that's crazy. That means not only is Zepbound doing what it's supposed to do and changing everything, but my diet matters. Okay. Like for all the people that thinks it's the easy way out, so what? First of all, who cares about doing like what's wrong with doing stuff the easy way? But second of all, it ain't all that easy because you actually have to change your behaviors. You know what else I gave up? Diet soda again. I gave up Coke Zero again, and guess what? My weight started to move downward again. This happened last year. I did a video on it. I was I was stalled. I wasn't losing weight, and then I gave up the diet soda. I gave up Coke Zero, Sprite Zero, and my weight started to fall again. It literally just happened again. Now I think it's in addition to some other changes that I made, but y'all, I might just have to give it up permanently. I don't want to. Can we like really get into talking about some permanent changes? Like what permanent changes are we making to make sure that the results that we are getting last? You know what I mean? Without having a what do you call it, yo-yo diet or gain and lose and gain and lose. Like what changes are we making permanently? Can y'all let me know? Because I'm starting to be in this position where I have to have a hard conversation with myself about certain things I just simply cannot have in moderation. Like I'm probably gonna have to go to like a couple of times a year. Um if at all. Like ideally, I want to get to being 100% gluten free all of the year. And the whole soda thing, y'all, I might have to give it up permanently. I like Coke Zero. I like it a lot. It's good. It's not good for me, but it's good. I might have to give it up permanently. It's been years. The last time I gave up soda permanently, I was a teenager. Like I gave it up for about 5 years in my teenage years, and I went back to it in my young adulthood because I worked at a bar or a hotel with a bar. I was a bartender, and there was unlimited amounts of, was it Coke or Pepsi? I think it was unlimited amounts of Pepsi on tap. So I just started drinking soda again. um Late nights working, you haven't had a chance to eat, and the quickest dose of sugar that you can get is some Pepsi. Yes, so I started drinking soda again at 21. I think it was 2021. Yeah, I started drinking soda again at 21. Um, so it's been a long time since I've actually made an effort to give it up permanently. And it's just because of my mindset. Like I have had this mindset over the past few years that I can keep my old habits and still get my new body, or keep my old habits and still live my new life. I have honestly refused to believe that I have to go further than I need to, right? Like I also spent years regaining and losing the same 20 pounds when the truth is I need to lose 100. Like now I'm at a point of what, 55 pounds that I have to lose. So certain things, I'm really struggling with the idea that I have to just give up certain things permanently. And soda might be one of them. Oh my God. Should I just go for it? Or should I wait till after my trip? I feel like I should wait. I feel like I should wait till after I come back from Europe to start doing stuff permanently, because I'm going to set myself up for failure the second I travel. Um, so yeah, let me know what y'all think about that. Let me know what changes you're making permanently, what has worked for you, and what you honestly refuse to give up on. Eating habits and exercise is a must. It's mandatory. It's not optional. It's not optional. Working out on a GLP-1, as Dr. Tina likes to say, she specifically talks about weight training. It's non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Um, when my dose wears off, suddenly I have cookies and candy start to appear. Okay, so here's the interesting thing about that. I'm actually thinking about moving to every 10 days instead of every 7, maybe every 9 days. Because I need a little bit of my appetite to come back. I don't need cravings to come back for junk food. So that's where it gets a little tricky, but I do need to be able to eat a bit more. Right now, I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat. I am eating, but I don't want to. And it's very irritating to have to eat. So maybe if I can stretch out my dose a little bit more, right? Maybe that'll help with me being able to balance out my diet. Yeah, Coke Zero is bomb. Coke Zero, like I'm the type of person that one can tell the difference between Coke and Pepsi, but I also can tell the difference between Coke Zero and Diet Coke. Diet Coke is absolutely disgusting. I'm not sure what the difference is. Maybe it's the artificial sweetener that they use. I don't know. But Diet Coke is disgusting. Diet Coke is absolutely disgusting. I also traveled with my Zepbound. If anybody was wondering whether or not you can fly with it, maybe y'all already knew the answer. But I flew in my carry-on a vial with syringes of Zepbound in my trusty handy dandy Mochi canister container thingy. Like the best thing that ever came out of Mochi was the packaging. Okay, maybe that's a little harsh. Like the compound was good, but I kept the Mochi packaging along with the reusable ice sticks, and I was concerned about getting it through TSA. I didn't want to put it in my check bag because I was concerned about the temperature of the cargo hold, right? So it would probably warm up in my bag, and then of course the temperature of the cargo hold. So I put it in my carry-on, and TSA had no problem. If anybody was wondering, I took 2 syringes and a vial of Zepbound. No problems at all. I'm on my second shipment of Zepbound. Yes, I'm on my second shipment. So as of this week, later this week, I will be on my 5th injection. And I'm really happy with it. I know some people were pushing back in the comments like, nah, compound's better. And I'm just like, you know what? Whatever works for you. You're not going to convince me. like I said, the only people I'm not willing to argue with are the Hollandale compounders, okay? They're not compounding anymore, trizepatide. But if you got a stockpile of Hollandale, that's the only group I'm not willing to argue with. Everybody else, I don't believe y'all. Hi, Journey of Life. I don't believe y'all. All y'all on the compounders, but I don't believe you. Okay? I don't believe you. I said that when I first switched to Zepbound. All the people that was like, oh, there's no difference. I don't believe y'all. But of course, okay, now people are like, oh, bodies are different. I was on Zepbound and I stalled and I switched to compound and I lost. And oh, I didn't notice any difference. Okay. I'm not hating. I'm just saying I'm right and you're wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. Zepbound is better. Okay. So another piece of a tiny bit of good news. I talked about how when I finally weigh less than my boyfriend, I'm gonna show my ass. Y'all not gonna be able to tell me nothing, okay? Not him, not y'all. I have weighed more. I'm 29. I have been heavier than every partner I have ever had. I'm looking at myself laughing, and I'm like, why am I laughing about that? But I've been overweight, obese my whole life. So I've always weighed more than my partners. And for the first time, my current partner, I'm about to weigh less than him. Mm-hmm. Like I bully him into getting on scale on a weekly basis. And it's it's a conspiracy because like I make it like he's 196 and I'm 202, but then I make it to 198 and suddenly he's at 195. I make it to 196, he's suddenly at 194. So it's like I'm chasing this man on the scale because I want to get below him. Like I don't care if it's by 1 pound. I've never had that. I've never dated anybody that weighed more than me. So I'm close. I made it down to 194 and he didn't get on the scale. So I didn't get a chance to compare. Maybe we were the same exact weight. But when I get to 193, count your days because I'm gonna show my narrow black ass. It's not narrow yet, but I'm on my way. Okay. Orderly meds compounded is working good for me, but after what you said, I'm going to buy Zepbound vials from now on. Listen, I spent it depends on which pharmacy you're getting your compound from with Orderly, because I got my last 5 months before I switched to Zepbound. My 5 month supply was from Orderly, and it was a mixture of Red Rock and Smart Scripts, garbage can juice. It was trash. I ate right through it. Like, I couldn't lose any weight because I would just eat right through it. Now I didn't gain any weight, which is great. So that means it was good at not allowing me to gain weight. Like, it was good at not allowing me to eat enough to regain my weight. But as far as like my appetite control and my food noise, the cravings, I still had the cravings. Something about Zepbound that people tried to tell me, something about Zepbound with the food noise, the compounds don't compare. They just don't. Now, to be honest, the people that say they don't notice a difference, I feel like maybe they don't have the same problems with food that I do. Like, not everybody that's on Zepbound has a food addiction or a sugar addiction. You know what I mean? So like, if sugar is not really your thing, or you don't really like, you're not really addicted to bread, maybe you're a vegan or a vegetarian or something like that. So you don't have a lot of foods in your diet that have addictive properties. Maybe you still do. Maybe it's sugar. Um, maybe it's sugar, maybe it's, I don't know. But it seems like the people that feel like there's no difference with compound and Zepbound, they don't suffer from those, like, from those crushing cravings. It seems like they don't, but I could be wrong. I could be completely and utterly wrong. Somebody gonna get in the comments after this video and be like, no, I actually am on compound and I suffer from, extreme cravings and my compound helps me. Okay, great. I have no problem with that. But I just feel if you have the means, I would go ahead and go with the vials, because nobody's going to convince me anything is better than brand. You may be able to make a good argument for it being as good, but I don't even think that that's, like, I would say compound is good enough. It's good enough to get you where you're going, but it ain't Zepbound. Can I get an amen? Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. People that have experienced both. So somebody gonna come in and say, no, I'm like, no, that's not true. But I'm telling you, as a person that spent most of my journey, my 100-pound weight loss journey on compound, I switched to Zepbound, and it was like, immediately, it was like, oh, this is what this is supposed to be like. This, I can tell what the difference is between actually having brand and having compound. Like, okay. But if finances are like, we need to talk about that too. So this video is either going to be kind of short or it's going to be really long, because some things have changed as far as budgeting as well. But yeah, journey of life. Definitely let me know how that goes for you. I can't wait for you to try brand, Alexis. Now, if Alexis come on here and be like, I lied and that she experienced no difference, then y'all can believe Alexis. If Alexis come on here and say, I tried Zepbound brand and I wasted my money, it wasn't no different, I'm be like, you know what, you got it, but you're wrong and I'm right. All right, you got it. I ain't gonna argue with you, but just know you're wrong and I'm right. Strive Pharmacy compound mixed with B12 and glycine. I'm on a low dose. I will take a higher dose. I can feel okay. Okay, so that's the thing, Alexis, right? Like, I spent most of my time losing about 1.25 pounds, 1.5 pounds per week. So to get to the point of losing 8 pounds in a week, even if a lot of it is water, I don't want to hold on to extra water if I don't have to. Even if only 3 or 4 of those pounds stick, if 2 of those pounds stick, that's a big deal, because I was always at a little bit under 1 pound or a little bit over 1 pound per week, and then I wouldn't lose any weight at all. And then I might come back and lose like 3 pounds. Like, my weight loss has been extremely slow. So to have an 8-pound loss in a week is a big deal. It's a big deal. Like I'm on track potentially to lose about 15 pounds this month. I don't care if 7 of it is water. I don't care. You think I want a puffy face? I don't want a puffy face. I don't want puffiness. I don't want to hold on to excess water. I don't want inflammation. So if I pull off 15 pounds this month, then I just pull it off. Like, I don't want to lose my muscle, so I have to make sure I keep working out. But yeah, if I pull off 15 pounds, I just pull it off. Like I'm not about to catch me complaining. Okay. Um, so let's get into the budgeting for Zepbound real quick because some things have changed. I wasn't sure if I was going to cover this in this video. It's supposed to be its own video where we go over different budgeting strategies. But let me tell y'all something. I have been taking a good hard look at my finances lately, ever since we started talking about Zepbound and it being more expensive than Compound and whether or not it's worth the switch. I do think it is worth, like if you're with Orderly, I believe you pay about $400 per vial. To me, it's worth just spending the extra $100 to get brand. Now, if you're with like a Fridays or a Mochi and you can get your Compound for about 250, 300, I could see why maybe that extra $200 for Zepbound is elite. Also, somebody told me that even if you don't, so when you go to Lilly Direct and you go to check out for your Zepbound order, not Lilly Direct, but the pharmacy's website, when you go to the checkout page, they ask you if you want to include supplies for your compounds. I mean, not for your compound, for your medication, for your Zepbound. So like, do you want the alcohol swabs and the syringes and stuff? The first time, and they charge $5 for it. The first order, I said yes. And I was in that video spazzing. I was like, y'all will not get my $5 no more. I'm not spending it. And somebody came and said they don't select to get the extra supplies and they send it anyway. So I tried it and I got my supplies. So with my Zepbound, I automatically got syringes, alcohol swabs, and gauze without having to pay the extra $5. I'm not telling you to do that, right? So if you don't already have those things on hand and you don't plan to buy them yourself, I don't want you to get your medication and then you're like, well, I was told that I didn't have to pay for it and it would come anyway. Like, no, I don't want that to happen. So if you don't already have those supplies on hand, either make sure you have them or go ahead and select to get the supplies at checkout. At your own risk, avoid selecting it and see if they send it anyway. Like, had they not sent it to me, I already had some on hand, so I was fine anyway. But they did send it. So, if you've had that experience or not, let me know. But back to the whole budgeting side. So we've been talking about how expensive Zepbound is, hoping that they will drop the prices and what we can do to adjust our budgets in order to fit Zepbound into our budget or whatever. So because I don't exactly know how to successfully do a video like that, I decided to start practicing in my own life first. So one of the things that I did is I switched grocery stores. I switched from like Publix to Aldi when I'm traveling because I do grocery delivery. Now, when I'm home, I kind of got to go out of my way to get to the Aldi. So I still go to Publix, but I spend more time away from home than I actually do at home. So for the most part, I'm shopping at more affordable grocery stores when I'm traveling. So I've been saving on my grocery bill. I did a inventory. I did a overlook of my credit card debt, and it's pathetic. I have a lot of credit card debt unnecessarily. Don't ask me what I bought because I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Where did the money go? I don't know. It's not credit card debt that I can't pay while I still have a job because y'all people been losing their jobs. Like, do we need to do a video on this? Like, sidebar real quick. Oh my God, I'm gonna get all over the place. I'm gonna be everywhere. But I just saw an article that about a study that was done in 2025 about the cost of living in each state for a single person in a family of 4. Do y'all know that this study published that across the 50 states, you need about $90,000 as a single person to survive, to be they said to be comfortable, right? So comfort is subjective. Y'all, I might have to do a video venting about this. I think the cheapest state, like Kansas or something like that, was like $80,000. Like, no wonder people are out there struggling. It just made me feel a bit more anxiety about having to pay for Zepbound because I'm like, I kind of already felt like things were obviously twice as expensive from 2019 and earlier. Things are like twice, if not three times more expensive, without people having double the pay or triple the pay or something like that. So it's already a struggle. But said all that to say, maybe we'll get into that depending on how y'all feel about it, because obviously this is not a finance channel. But we'll, we'll talk about it. But it's related to Zepbound because Zepbound is so expensive in the States when people can get it for what, $20 in other countries, $30. It's so expensive here. So we on this channel are trying to talk about different ways we can clean up other things in our budget or in our lifestyle. Yes, to be able to afford Zepbound if you so choose to buy brand. Okay. If you can't afford it, I completely understand. But for those that are interested in at least trying it, I like to talk about ways that I can fit it into my budget. So I started shopping at cheaper grocery stores. I gave up my massage membership. I know it seems like I have a lot of discretional income, but no, that's where credit cards come in, right? Because credit cards come in when you're overspending. Don't start with me. Okay. Just don't even start. But so my massage membership was about, I just wanted to be able to practice what I'm preaching. So I decided to give some things up. I gave up my massage membership, which is about $80 a month. Okay. So just right there between switching grocery stores and giving up a membership that I had monthly, I probably freed up about $150, depending on what I'm buying at the grocery store, maybe 200. I freed up about, let's be more on the safe side and say 150. I freed up about $150. I also decided to be more aggressive with my credit card debt, and which means I have less discretionary spending. Like, so typically I would budget a portion of my paycheck for the stuff that I want. And then when that's done, I would overspend on a credit card. So instead of doing that now, I've decided to just put all of my extra money to paying off my credit cards. So I got 3 credit cards paid off in the past week or so. I cut them up. I cut them up. I cut them up. 3 of them. I took the scissors and I cut them up. I cut them up. Okay. I'm trying to be a good example to you, to you guys. I'm trying to be a good example. So we are beyond the point of overspending over here. Okay. Now I am in Chicago. I keep saying that, but my Uber driver was like, "This is not Chicago." Okay, fine. I'm in Evanston. Okay, but I'm Chicago adjacent. And I flew here for free. I flew here with my credit card points, which is how you're supposed to make that work. You're supposed to use the credit card, pay it off, use the points, right? So I didn't have to pay to get here, and obviously I'm staying for free. You okay? Okay. I'm staying for free because I'm house sitting. But yeah, so I have been working on different things to make sure that Zepbound can fit somewhat comfortably in my budget. The other thing that I'm planning on doing is we talked about a couple of videos ago, we talked about me giving up my lashes. It costs so much to like be extra, like you're cute, but you want to be extra cute. It costs a lot of money. So some people were telling me about like I mean, if you're a guy listening to this, I know you don't care, so you can leave and come back. But some people were telling me about different ways, more affordable ways to do my lashes and stuff like that. That's going to free up another $200 a month. Okay. And then the eating out, right? I talked about how I spent $400 eating out last month. It's just me. It's just me. How am I spending $400 eating out? So because of this challenge, me only being able to eat out once a week, I've been able to save money there as well. Now, this past week has been a little, like, can we talk about eating out for a second in Zepbound? Who still eats out? And what do you eat? Who still eats out? And what do you eat? Because where I live in North Carolina, it costs about $60 for 2 people to eat out. It don't matter where you go, unless you're going to a drive-through. Even that will cost about $25 to $30. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? Who's still eating out? Don't be shy and don't hide. I see you. I know you're watching. And while you're watching, go ahead and hit the subscribe. But who's still eating out? Leave a comment. What are you laughing at, Alexis? What did I say? What's so funny? I'm gonna try not selecting the supplies to see if they send them. If you have some on hand already, like some spares, so that if your medication comes and they don't send it, you'll be good, then I would recommend that. I would definitely recommend that because I'm not paying them $5 a month for no supplies when I could go get them on Amazon. But as of right now, I don't need to go get them. Now they sent me about 5 syringes, so I guess obviously one per week plus a spare in case you bend or break one of them, which I've definitely done before. And they sent me. They're really cheap with the alcohol swabs, but considering I ain't paying for it, it don't matter. They sent me about 5 alcohol swabs, 5 syringes, and some gauze. I don't need the gauze. You could send me extra syringes or alcohol swabs or whatever, but I don't know why they sent me gauze. Like I said, if I'm drawing blood when I inject, I'm doing it wrong. I did inject accidentally into my muscle one time. My quadricep got really lean, got really like it's like the leanest part of my body, my quads. And okay, y'all ever seen something online and repeated it? I was being dumb. Okay. I saw somebody inject into the top of their leg, which is what you're not supposed to do. So I tried it, and guess what? It was a lot of blood, and I bruised myself. Never did that again. Okay. Um, so definitely, if you're obviously, even when it comes to me, if you're taking advice from somebody, double check, triple check, talk with your doctors, make sure you know what you're doing. Don't just be following what people tell you or what people are doing online. Has anybody ever felt the need to see in a video, an injection video? I don't do it because other people have done it. So what am I doing it for? Like, you can clearly go watch another person do it. But just in case you aren't watching somebody else, I guess I could do it. I could add into a video how I do my injection. I only do my stomach and my thighs. The back of the arm does absolutely nothing for me. On compound, on Zepbound, it could be different, but I think because I have loose skin, it doesn't absorb properly. It doesn't absorb. So I have tried like here and when I was on compound, and it didn't do anything for me. I wasn't digging it. I didn't like it. Alexis, you didn't tell me what you was laughing at. I still want to know what happened. I still want to know what happened. So yes, we need to talk about the money that's being spent for people that say they can't afford Zepbound but want it. People that say they can't afford brand, but they actually want to be on brand. They just say it's a financial thing or whatever. I am convinced that for the most part, most people, if you're already paying for compound, especially with Orderly, their compound is expensive. If you are already paying for compound, I am convinced that you can find an extra $100 to $200 in your budget to go ahead and switch to brand. But it may not be worth it. It really may not be worth it to you, but it's worth it to me because I have less variability, right? So like if your compound, like is your compound the same every time? Do y'all feel? Or do you feel like some weeks is better than other, or some months is better than other, or obviously it changes pharmacy to pharmacy? That's another thing. Like you get your consistency when you go with Lily Direct. You get consistency in the medication, but you also get speed. Like I ordered on, I think, a Monday. I ordered on a Sunday. I had my Zepbound at my door by Tuesday. I had my Zepbound at my door by Tuesday. So with speed and consistency, Nature Girl is going to Lily Direct. Okay. Did you start out with compound, or you're going straight to Lily Direct as your first step as to being on a GLP-1? Lily needs to go ahead and hire me. Let me God forbid, let me lose my job. Guess where I'm applying first? I'm not qualified, but I'm gonna try. I'm listen, I'm moving out of North Carolina, but they are building, or maybe they finished already. They were building a Eli Lilly plant in North Carolina, I think in Concord, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm moving to South Carolina to live with my dad, like I talked about. Again, talking about saving expenses. Okay, you know what? Let's just get into it. I didn't want to get into it, but let's just get into it. So this whole cost of living thing, right? This whole cost of living thing. Things have essentially in this country. Remember when they printed all that money? Oh, you were with Orderly and you wanted to see if brand is better. Okay. I hope it works out for you. And if it doesn't, you can come back and tell me I'm wrong. Like, but I'm just gonna say you're wrong and I'm right. Okay. But I definitely want you to I want you to tell me if it works out for you. Um Remember when they printed all that money a few years ago and was giving out, the unemployment and the PPP loans and the stimulus checks? Well, that's the reason why everything is so expensive now, because so much money was given out that naturally, not naturally, but like just kind of how it works, prices are going to rise. Okay. So now we're stuck with double the prices that we essentially had in 2019, especially when it comes to rent and mortgages. I don't know too much about mortgages because I don't have a house, but rent is twice as expensive. Like in 2019, I think I had an apartment. I had a 2-bedroom apartment. I had a roommate, and we paid about $1,050 a month. That same apartment right now is $1,900. That's essentially double. That's basically double. Okay. So when I read that article basically saying that in each state, I would say on average, Hawaii was the most expensive at about 125, 130,000 that one person would need. Hawaii, Vermont, was in Vermont, Maine, like a lot of the northern states plus Hawaii was very, very expensive. And where I live in North Carolina, it used to be the option to live more affordably. Now it's just as expensive as every other state, except the outliers like California, New York, Hawaii. For the most part, North Carolina is on par with every other state. Like states you would expect to be cheap, like Kansas, Tennessee, North Carolina. Florida used to be cheap before the pandemic. I think Texas, maybe. I think Texas, like a lot of those southern states and Midwestern states that used to be like, if you wanted to go somewhere affordable, it may not be as nice, but you could go there. No, everywhere you go, a single person needs to make $80,000 to $90,000 a year to be comfortable, and they define comfortable as like you can pay your bills, you can have some discretionary income, spending, you can save, you can invest, you can take a vacation. That's comfortable. How do y'all feel about that? But think about it, like if you're taking a GLP-1 on top of that, like let's say you don't make almost like $80,000 to $100,000 a year, and you still have all of these expenses, plus you have kids, or even if you don't have kids, like I don't, you have a medication that you have to spend $500 to $1,000 a month on because your insurance doesn't cover it. Like right now, if I wanted to go to a 10 milligram, it'll be about, I think, $600. But if I wanted to go to a 12.5 or a 15, what, $700 to $1,000? Like, what are we supposed to do with that? So I talked about how I'm not playing this game with America. I'm not playing this game. I am not giving nobody $24,000 a year for no 2-bedroom. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So I'm going to live with my dad. I'm going to live with my dad, and that will free up my income to be able to afford this medication. But man, wouldn't it be nice if insurance would just cover it? I think that something was going wrong with the pharmacies and Eli Lilly. So Eli Lilly has been offering people coupons if you're on the injector pens, but for some reason, a lot of the pharmacies don't want to carry it because they're losing money, I think. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Like something is going on with the coupons where the pharmacies are getting the short end of the stick. So the patient that comes in with the coupon, they get their Zepbound or Manjaro at a discounted price, but somewhere in there, the pharmacy is losing money. So like a lot of them just don't want to carry it. And then the insurance companies don't want to carry it because they just find it too expensive to cover, which is dumb because it's like, but don't you think obesity treatment is more expensive? Like, wouldn't prevention be? I don't know. I guess Zepbound isn't prevention. I guess it falls under treatment. But I don't know. It's like these fucking insurance companies don't have any foresight. So I don't know what's going on with them. Dallas is still somewhat affordable, more so than other states. Austin got it bad though. Isn't Austin's housing market crashing? Dallas. So are the property taxes high? I wonder. Me and my daughter moved in together. We split $1,200 rent. I love it, at least for now. Is that in Dallas? You can find $1,200 rent somewhere in this country. Where you live? I'm coming. Where you at? I'm coming. I need to move there because what? Now, okay. So can I tell you something real quick though? Can I tell you something real quick? Oh, yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about. Lily, they need to hire me. You know why? Because somebody needs to tell them that they're being dumb. And clearly the people around them and their stockholders are not telling them that they're being stupid. Okay. Um, I don't know how many ways I can say you can have all of my money if you would just stop being dumb. I'll pay. I'll pay. Like it's not that hard. I think Novo Nordisk is coming out with like a pill form of a GLP-1 and it's supposed to be quote unquote better than Zepbound. I'm not switching to no pill. I don't want no daily pill. I just want Zepbound to be cheaper. I don't want a pill. I don't want it. Like, who here wants to switch to a pill? I don't want it. I don't want a pill. I don't. I just want. I just want. I just want. I just want. I was reading a comment. Hold on. Would you? I just joined. Did you say compounded or? I don't think you finished your sentence, Nature Girl. Let me know what you were trying to say. Oh, okay. I've been planning this for a while. My appointment is Wednesday. I've heard compounded is just as good with the downsides, but I have to see for myself, especially with adding like B12. Oh, okay. I've been to Plano. My dad got into an accident in Plano. He was a trucker and he got into an accident in Plano and I had to fly out there. Um, are you okay? He has a cone on. He got surgery, so he's like fussing about his cone. The reason I paused is because I know like the downsized are really big champions of both compound and Zepbound. Like they're really honest about having used both and not noticing much of a difference. I don't know if they either of them did semaglutide or Ozempic, like semaglutide compound in Ozempic or Ozempic brand or Wegovy brand. I'm not sure. I will just say listen, like you would have to watch my original video of when I first tried Zepbound. You would have to watch my original video because I was like, I don't believe y'all. Not them specifically, but like in general, people that say like there's no difference. There's no way. I'm telling you, when I spent months complaining about stuff that was not going right with compound, people were trying to tell me, non-content creators, right? People in the comments were trying to tell me, hey, Zepbound does this better. Hey, you might want to switch the brand. Hey, well, I mean, compound is okay, but it's nothing like the real thing. And because I started out with compound, it was just like, well, it's cheaper. Like, what do you want me to do? When they started having all those problems with getting sued, I couldn't deal with the unreliability. Also, I spent 5 months with some crappy compound and I was sick of switching telehealth companies. On top of that, I just don't like the B12, B3, B5, B whatever complex they're using, plus glycine. Who said y'all can do that? Like, hear me out. I'm probably going to clip this part out and repost it as its own video. Hear me out. When Joint Fridays, originally, when everything started happening with the FDA and Joint Fridays at first stopped selling compound tirzepatide. When they came back, they had it, but it was compounded with glycine. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. For me, it's my body. It could work for somebody else. I wasn't feeling it. I was not feeling it. I wasn't interested in it. When I went to Mochi, I had the Mochi compound with B12 or B something. You okay? Okay. Um, and it was good. It was good, but I just, to me, it's like, who said y'all can mix? like, like when I say y'all, I mean the compounders. Like, who said y'all can take trizepatide and mix it with B12? Who said y'all can do that? Like, who said you can take trizepatide and mix it with glycine? Which glycine is supposed to be good. It's supposed to like help preserve your muscle. So that sounds good. But it's like, who said y'all can do that? I get that you're trying to get around the laws and not having it be exactly like Zepbound or whatever. But it's like, I just didn't want to deal with the risk of these compounders just deciding that it's okay for them to add other stuff in. B12 could be completely harmless by itself. I don't know that it's harmless mixed with trizepatide or wherever else they're compounding with. Glycine could be completely harmless. I don't know that it's harmless taking it every week in an injection with trizepatide. I didn't like that. I didn't like that, but I gave Fridays a shot with the glycine and I didn't like it. It didn't work for me. And the one with Mochi, yeah, it was good. It did its job, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I was just like, something about this is just, who said y'all can do that? Like, where did y'all get the information from that said that that was okay? Like, yeah, you can get a B12 shot while you're on trizepatide, and probably be perfectly fine. But who said y'all can mix them and give them in a weekly injection? Like, for me, it's just like, no, I'm not interested. Hollandale definitely had some straight tirzepatide. They had some good shit. Hollandale had some good compound. Oh, okay. So I just recently joined to say compound was just good. No, I said Zepbound is better. I said Zepbound is better. And I said the people that say it's just as good, I don't believe them because I've tried both. So maybe it's just that they genuinely feel that way. Um, if you're gonna make an argument, I guess your best argument is that it's almost as good. Like, it's good. Compound is good. You can get to where you're going on compound for the most part if you get it from a good compounding pharmacy. Like Red Rock, I don't know why they even bother. Red Rock's compound is absolute garbage, and I haven't had anybody contradict me on it. I haven't had anybody come into any of my comments. I've said it 50 million times. Nobody has come into my comments and said, you're wrong. Red Rock has great compound. Nobody has said that. So it depends on what pharmacy. If Hollandale was still compound, I would 1000% vouch for Hollandale. Best compound that I've had, to be honest. If anything was going to get me back to compound, it would be Hollandale coming out and saying we are now starting up with compound tirzepatide again. I might be looking at Zepbound like, like, but then again, I really do feel like Zepbound is better. So it's just like, why bother? Now that I'm on it and I've worked it into my budget, I'm not really willing to go back to compound, even if it is a little bit cheaper. I feel like even though Zepbound is overpriced, for what we have right now, for me personally and my needs, Zepbound is the better option. I have a severe food addiction, sugar addiction problem, and Zepbound addresses that like no other compound. Not even Hollandale. Hollandale was good. That was good shit. But no other no compound, including Hollandale, addresses food noise like Zepbound does. I mean, like, just being able to move throughout your day with no hunger, I can't explain it. How do I want to explain it? Life is easier. Life is just easier. Minus the vomiting, minus the diarrhea. Okay. Minus the vomiting, minus the diarrhea. Those are some symptoms that are really sucky. Okay. They suck. But my life is easier. Okay. I do have to be a bit more I have to be a bit more aware and make sure that I am working out so that I'm not losing muscle. And I have to make sure that I do eat so that I don't crash my metabolism from under eating. Does everybody know what I mean by that? I don't want to crash my metabolism by under eating, because that can be a whole entire live stream or video. I could talk about that for hours. So if you don't know what I mean by that, if you're not familiar, let me know and I'll talk about it. But my life is easier. My life is easier. There's something else I wanted to talk about that I was, again, like, I wasn't sure if I was going to bring it up in this video, but why not? We're already an hour in. Typically I go for about 2 hours. So we got some time. And then I'm gonna go see if I can make it to the Navy Pier in Chicago tonight. Can we talk about how life is easier when you lose weight? If you haven't seen some of my previous videos where I reviewed the TikTokers talking about pretty much trying to shade people that want to lose weight, listen, should I get on TikTok? Do y'all like TikTok? I can see in my analytics that the majority of my viewers are between like 45 and 55. Not majority, but it's like split evenly between 35 to 45. It's like 30% 35 to 45, and then another 30% is 45 to 55, or maybe 35%. I think the majority is in the 45 to 55% range. So I don't know if y'all like TikTok, because I'm not on there. I'm only on there when I'm looking for videos to review. But I'm starting to consider maybe I need to go on TikTok and give these people a piece of my mother in mind, because they just be on there trying to. What's the opposite of fat shaming? I don't even want to say thin shaming. Like what? They shame people for wanting to lose weight, especially if they want to do it by GLP-1. Okay, there's something wrong with wanting to have help, for one, and there's something wrong with not doing stuff in the most difficult way possible. Like, if you don't struggle, you ain't earn it. If you ain't struggle, you ain't earn it. So I'm gonna talk crap about you. And it's just like, who are you? So can we just be clear? This is the thing that I want to say. Can we just be honest about the fact that nobody actually wants to be fat? Come here. Come here. No, yes, come here. Like, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Because I'm so sick of people looking at people that want to lose weight as if they're traitors to being obese. They're traitors to being overweight. You're a backstabber. You don't love yourself. Being thin is not going to save your life or fix your life. And it's just like, first of all, didn't nobody say nothing about being thin, but since you mentioned it, yes, when I get to my glow weight, I'm going to show my narrow black ass. I am. Yes, I am. Okay. But can we just be honest about the fact that don't nobody really want to be fat? This is my beef with Lizzo. Lizzo looks amazing. She looks beautiful. And I hope she feels amazing and she feels beautiful and she feels great. But this is my issue with her. She acted like she preferred to be big, and she made her living off of pretending to prefer to be big. But can we be honest about how difficult it is to be obese? It's fucking difficult. It's difficult. It's painful. It's stressful. It's harmful. It's dangerous. Don't nobody want to talk about that. Now, we talked about Jillian Michaels a video or two ago. Jill. She has her moments where, like, I understand what she's trying to say, but Jill is a part of the establishment. Okay. I am not sure if she is to be trusted or not. I lean more toward she is not to be trusted. But, you know, quick spoiler. I mean, it's not really a spoiler, but like, if I just so happen to have her on here for an interview one day, we'll see if she changes my mind. Because I think she is I don't think Jillian Michaels is no dummy. I don't think she's no dummy. But sometimes I think she's a little dumb. Like, just a little bit. Not a lot. Just a little bit. So people like her, right, that clearly will say she has beef with people making it seem like being overweight is healthy. And I understand that. I didn't understand that a few years ago, but I understand that now. I get it, the issue with people glorifying obesity. Y'all still with me? Okay. Because somebody at some point is going to get offended. And I expect you to drop a comment, or if you want, you can even come up and talk to me about it. But the glorification of obesity, it's a conversation that's for the most part not had, because we talk about being fat phobic and how being fat phobic stems from being racist toward Black women, some dumb shit, something stupid. But it's like, nobody wants to be fat for real, because life is just easier when you're not. Okay. I'm not saying it's about, even though we're a little vain on this channel. Okay. So, yes, it's about looking good. And yes, you can look good and be overweight, and you can look good and not be overweight. So, yes, we want to look good, but we also want to feel good, right? I want to be able to walk around without carrying 200 pounds on my hips. I want that for me. Like, I want that for myself. Okay. I want to be able to walk around without carrying 200 pounds on my hips, without being looked at as if I'm abnormal. We talked about before people giving you the eye, like, you get a little small, losing a little, losing. How much more weight are you gonna lose? Funny story. I have a niece and no, not a niece and nephew. I do have nieces and nephews, but two nieces that hadn't seen me in about a year. They are, I think, 8 and maybe 12, maybe 11, something like that. They saw me recently in the past 2 months and didn't recognize me. It had only been 40 pounds. No, I'm lying. One of them did. One of them did. So what happened was, I went to see their mom, which is my actual niece. So her kids are my grandnieces. So I went to see her mom, and we were standing outside talking, and her oldest daughter walks up, and she's like, the last time they seen me, I was 240 pounds. So the oldest daughter walks up, and she's like, and I'm just looking at her, waiting to see what she's gonna say. And she's like, "You look different." She's like, "You look different." I'm like, "You look different." She had gotten older and a little taller. I hadn't seen her in about a year. So I was like, "You look different." Then her little sister comes behind her, and she looks at her little sister is more like on the shy, not shyer side, but she's on the like, I'm not going to talk to you if I don't know you side. She's one of those kids. So she walks up, and she glances at me and immediately glances away. Now, this is when I had the curly wig that from one of my previous videos. I had the curly wig. So granted, to some extent, my face was covered. But again, they hadn't seen me in a year. So she walks up, she doesn't even acknowledge me. She goes to her mom and says hi, and then tries to walk in the house. She didn't even acknowledge me. She didn't know who I was. I didn't say anything. So her mom's like, excuse me, like, you don't see her standing there? And she looks at her mom like, I don't know that lady. Like, she didn't say anything. Like, she didn't say I don't know her, but she looked at her mom like, why are you making me say hi to this lady? Like, I don't know her. So she's like, hi. I'm like, hey, Fats. And she goes into the house. So after I leave, her mom texts me like, Fat says she didn't recognize you. She didn't know who you were. I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured. So it was kind of a funny experience where like the little kids in my family were just like, who are you? after a 40-pound weight loss. So, I told that story to say, losing weight this is not the first time I've had that experience. I've had it in the past, like where I had a school administrator, as I was leaving school. This was in my like early 20s or something. I was leaving school. I had came by to drop off some documents, something like that. I had lost 20 pounds, but I lost it quick. That was when I first learned about fasting. I lost 20 pounds in like a month and a half, maybe. It was crazy fast. And I came to the school to get some stuff done, and he looked at me, and he was looking like, I know you. It had only been like a month. He was looking at me like, wow. And then he was like, wow. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm who you think I am. I am who you think I am. Like it was so bizarre. But anyway, tell all that story to say, obviously, losing weight, Do you look like a whole different person? Maybe, maybe not. I guess it just depends on how long it's been since somebody has seen you. But it feels good. Like, but I also told those stories to say there are the other people that are just like, so when are you gonna stop losing weight? Like you're looking a little small, you know? Like you're looking a little small. Or if you tell them, oh, I'm on a GLP-1, and it's just like, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get why people can't do it the natural way. We talked about this before, the natural way. Like, I almost bit my boyfriend's head off. He didn't do nothing wrong. He was guilty by association, but he was talking to one of his coworkers about GLP-1s and obviously me having a channel and stuff like that. And his coworker goes into like, yeah, I don't get why people just can't do it the natural way. And I was like, I'm sick of people talking about the goddamn natural way. These people ain't never been fat in their life. They ain't never had to struggle. Like I just started going off because I'm like, I'm tired of folks. I'm tired of people. I'm tired of people talking about something that they don't know. They don't have no idea about. Like, what do you mean the natural way? It is natural. I'm agitating my GIP receptor. It's natural. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, I have to change the way I eat. I have to work out. It's natural. Like, what are we? It's a peptide. Your body makes it naturally. Your body makes it naturally. What are we talking about? The natural way. And it's like, since you know so much, why don't you tell me how to do it? Since you know so much. You know how to lose weight. You know how to lose 60 pounds. Tell me. And right? If you ain't Jillian Michaels, another one, never been fat in her life. Not that I know of. She ain't never been fat, but she knows what fat people need to be doing. I'm not saying you can't be thin and educated. That's not true. But there's certain aspects of dealing with weight loss that some people, even professionals, just don't get. They just don't understand it. They don't understand. They don't understand the hormonal aspects. They don't understand um the addictive component when it comes to food and sugar. All they know is bad behavior. All you gotta do is eat less and work out, and it'll work out for you. And I'm just like, even though there's been 50 studies over the past 50 years that said that that doesn't work, just eat less and move more. Didn't Michelle Obama have a whole just move movement or let's move or whatever it was? Was that for the kids or was that for everybody? I don't know. But the kids are still fat. The adults are fat. The kids are fat. The teenagers are fat. Like, why do we have 250-pound teenagers, 225-pound teenagers that aren't playing football? Why do we have that? Why do we have infants with diabetes type 2 and obesity or obesity? Why do we have that? Why do we have, and this is not coming from like a judgmental perspective. This is like a genuine question. Why are we normalizing being 300 to 400 pounds? Now, if somebody watching is 300 to 400 pounds, I'm not saying there's something wrong with you. But what I am saying is, why do we feel like why do we feel, as a person that's 200 pounds coming from almost 250? I was pushing 250. I stopped at 240 and tried to get my life together. But y'all know we be hurting, right? Like, our joints hurt, our back hurts, our legs hurt, everything hurts all the time. But we glorify being obese. So I don't know what it is, but I know that nobody truly wants to be overweight or obese. Nobody wants that for themselves, yet people will go kicking and screaming into trying to convince other people that that is what they want. There are influencers on TikTok that are starting to go on GLP-1s and people are attacking them for it because they spent their whole life, not their whole life, oh my gosh, they spent part of their TikTok career criticizing other people for wanting to lose weight. Now they want to lose weight and they want to do it the easy way. So it's like they're traitors. I don't know. Let me see what y'all was saying. I got all sidetracked and sidebarred. I will take a normal dose and see what the Strive Pharmacy compound do. Okay, the B12 is a boost. Okay. I mean, look, I just don't want to like it's like I don't oh, I just I'm over the compounds. I'm over it. But I'm not judging. I promise. Um yes, Hollandale's compound was strong. Thanks for saying that. The compound versions are untested. That's why my doctor wouldn't prescribe compound GLP-1. Most primary care physicians won't prescribe compound, but the telehealth physicians will. Um, and you know why I also decided to get off the train? Because I couldn't, something was telling me that some of these compounding pharmacies and telehealth companies are going to start to get a little reckless to milk the cow before the FDA cracks down or before Lilly sues the pants off of everybody. I just didn't trust that they weren't going to take shortcuts. That was not, but that I don't have anything to back that up. That was just my personal feelings. As the crackdown started, suddenly everybody and their mama was offering a 6-month supply when they weren't before. Where did you suddenly get that capability? Where did you suddenly get that capability to suddenly start offering 6-month supplies? So it just seems like everybody was trying to get as much money as possible. And I just didn't want to risk them decide like some of the compounders deciding to take shortcuts or the telehealth companies deciding to work with compounding pharmacies that weren't 503A or B certified. I think those are the correct terminologies. I just didn't want to. Thank you, Nature Girl. I be doing too much. Under eating can cause stalls. Yes, I worked with that on a dietitian. I worked with that with a dietitian before I stopped seeing her because she moved away or she left the practice or whatever. Under eating, I talked about this very early in my channel. So it's like I've forgotten a little bit of like the basics, but absolutely under eating can lead to a stall. And I don't want to crash my metabolism to the point where anything I eat will automatically cause weight gain. I don't want to go through that. Um you need to hear about under eating. Okay. All right. I got you. We appreciate you, Queen. Your lives are always informative. Oh, thank you. Y'all just be on here. Wow. I be on here tripping. I like a little TikTok drama, but it gets old. TikTok makes my ADHD kick in and my head hurts. The reason I don't be on TikTok is because I can't be trusted with TikTok. I will doom scroll. I have never doom scrolled on TikTok, but I know that I do it on Instagram and Facebook, and TikTok is like those two on steroids. So I don't bother. I don't bother with TikTok because I know that I will be stuck doom scrolling. I don't bother. I'm with you. And the reason I'm going to Lily Direct, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to make it seem like compounds are unsafe. I'm not saying that they are. I was on compound for 8 months. I'm not saying that they're unsafe. I didn't like the way things were going with the crackdown. It's like they instead of just they and then they were being dishonest, kind of like making it seem like they were fighting back for the sake of the patient. No, you're not. You're trying to make your money. Like, come on. Just like Lily is trying to make their money. You're not. Like Lily is just a bit more obvious with it. But these compounding farm, I'm like, oh, these telehealth companies, I'm like, y'all will get compound from the trap house on the corner if people will buy it. Okay, that was mean. I shouldn't say that. But that's how they be acting. Like one compound pharmacy gets shut down, they just go to the next one. Another compound pharmacy gets shut down, they just go to the next one. I don't think all of these compounding pharmacies are 503A or B certified. I don't. I don't think they are. They're just whoever's going to do it, they will work with them. It's how it feels to me. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying I don't want no smoke with sterility. I don't want no smoke with mistakes being made. I don't want no smoke with shortcuts being taken potentially. And because I can't confirm any of that, I'm just going to stick with Zep. I'm just going to stick with the brand. They did the studies. It's their product. They are the ones with the warnings. They are the ones that tell you what to do and what not to do. Anything outside of that is your own risk. Okay. That's what it is. Anything outside of that is your own risk. And I just don't feel like, listen, yo, Sydney, the way these telehealth companies were acting when the crackdown started, and these compounding pharmacies were getting sued left and right. They was acting like they was going to start getting compound out the trap house on the corner. That's what they was acting like. And I'm just like, y'all just switching compounding pharmacies left and right. Like, where are these pharmacies? I mean, they probably been around, but who said they certified? Like, how you know that like they doing all of like they have their sterility correct, like they're testing it. How like y'all just compound pharmacy hopping. I don't trust that shit. I don't trust it. But that's not to say don't get on compound because you never know. Something could go completely wrong with Lily or my finances and I may have to go back. But if I do, to the best of my ability, it won't be with a compounding pharmacy that's mixing with B12 or glycine. And if I can't get compound without it, I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Maybe I'll switch to semaglutide because I just don't know. We don't have the information. Like we don't know how that's going to work out. They're raising prices and adding all kinds of stuff. So why not pay 100? This is what I'm saying. Like, there's no way you're gonna charge me. I mean, they already did. Like, I wasted like $2,000 on compound that didn't even work for me. It worked like from other pharmacies, but the last two just didn't work. But it's like, how you gonna charge me $400 for compound with glycine or B12? Why would I do that? Like, I don't know what that's gonna work. I mean, okay, hold on. I don't want to make it seem like I'm being judgmental. Like, this is just me being dramatic and extra. But like, if that's what you have to do, I don't think you're wrong for doing that because I did it. I don't think you're wrong. I just think that if you can swing the extra 100 or 200 to go to Zepbound brand, at least for 1 month, and then if you feel like there was absolutely no difference, fine. I was wrong. Go back to compound. But I don't think I'm wrong. And I'm waiting for one of y'all to tell me. I'm waiting for one of y'all that have been on compound to try Zepbound vials and let me know. Now, also, Nature Girl, what dose are you on? Oh, yes, exactly. You get a longer expiration date as well. I appreciate having a year-long expiration date with my Zepbound vials. I appreciate them not expiring until 2027. I don't appreciate the single-use vials and not being able to titrate myself as I please. Listen, that's 7.5. Zepbound vial is something else. I can't wait for you to try it. That 7.5 is something else. It got me feeling like maybe I should just go down to a 5. But right now, because I have the coupon, the 5 and the 7.5 are both $500. They're both $499. So I don't want to. I feel like I may as well go with the 7.5 since I'm already on it. Just keep getting it for 500. But man, like I'm at a point where I'm really about to go to every 10 days because I don't need it every 7. Now we'll see because like maybe by day 8 I'm like, oh, the food noise is back. I don't know. Like what day are we on? Sunday? So I had to take my Zepbound early before I left. So I think I said I took it on Friday. I didn't take it Friday. I took it Wednesday. So technically I should be taking it this Wednesday, but I'm not going to take it until Friday. So what's that, 9 days? I'm not going to take it until Friday. But honestly, if I still feel like my appetite is suppressed, hell, I might not take it till Saturday and just push it all the way to 10 days. That 7.5 is something else. It is. I dig it. And to be honest, I didn't like the 7.5 in compound. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. And a lot of people have been complaining about the 7.5 milligram dose, but they were complaining about it on, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they were complaining about it on Zepbound or Manjaro as well. Like something about the half doses are not as good. So like the 10 is better than the 7.5, but the 10.5 is not as good as the 10. Something weird like that. Or the 10.5 is not as good as I don't know, but people prefer the full doses versus the half doses. I didn't like my 7.5 compound completely. It was okay. Like I said, it kept me from regaining weight, but I definitely couldn't lose weight with it. When I switched to Zepbound on 7.5, it was a completely different experience for me. But like I said, it's because I struggle with cravings. The 7.5 brand knocked those cravings right out of me. If I still eat something that I'm not supposed to be eating, it's out of habit. Like I'm struggling with breaking the habit, but it's not because I actually want it. So that's more psychological. You want to go to a 10. Okay. I don't want to go to a 10 if I don't have to. So I'm going to get as far as I can on my 7.5 before I consider titrating up. What I'm definitely not about to do, I think, is 10 milligram the highest dose in the vials? I think so. I think the 10 is the highest. I'm not about to switch to the pens to go to no 12.5 or 15. Like, I have watched people on YouTube stall out at 15 milligrams. So in my mind, there's something you were supposed to do before you even got to the 15. Like, if you have to go up to the 15, you have to go up to the 15. But once you stall out on the 15, there's nowhere for you to go until the next medication comes out. I'm not trying to get there. I'm not trying to get to the 15 milligram and stall out. That's why I have been on a 7.5 for like 6 months. But it was 5 of those months were compound, and it just the compound that I had obviously wasn't good. So I'm gonna stay on a 7.5 at least throughout the summer. When I get to the fall, if I feel like I need to go to a 10, I will go to a 10, but that's it. I'm not switching to the pens. If they happen to come out with the higher doses in vials, I doubt it because they don't want people to split the doses. If they happen to come out with it, maybe I'll go up to 12.5, but I doubt it. I really don't. I like the 7.5. The 5 milligram was my favorite dose, but that's because I was getting 5 milligram from Hollandale. They had that good shit. But as of right now, because I've switched the brand, I'm digging the 7.5. I mean, I really am. And if I get, man, I need a scale. Maybe I should ask this lady if she has one. I didn't even ask her. Let me ask her. Ask her, excuse me, do you have a scale? I doubt it. I'm gonna ask. Because I need to weigh myself. She's probably gonna ask what kind of scale. I don't know. But I want to weigh in. I'm not gonna be home until next week. I don't want to wait to weigh in. Like, that's gonna suck. But what if I weigh in and I'm like 187? We throwing a party. Let me get home and I'm in the 180s. You better go ahead and subscribe now if you haven't subscribed, because when we have a party, when I hit the 180s, it's gonna be subscribers only. Are you losing consistently on the 7.5? I am. Yes. So I made it. So what happened was when I switched. So when I switched to 7.5 initially, it was on some not so good compound. So the best that I got was not gaining weight, which was great. It sucked to not lose, but it was okay to not gain. It was great to not gain. When I switched to Zepbound, I did a video about being in Zepbound jail because I refused to change my eating. Because when I was on the compound, I could still eat whatever I want, which obviously defeats the purpose of being on a GLP-1. So it wasn't doing its job. When I switched to brand, it was immediately severed. My ability to eat whatever I want, as much as I want, whenever I want, severed. So I refused to accept it, and I kept eating what I wanted, and it made me sick. The sugar made me sick. The fried food made me sick. I live on eggs. I can barely eat eggs now. But I still try to keep eating junk food. I did a whole live stream about that. And it has taken me, so my weight loss was originally slow. Like originally I wasn't really losing when I switched to Zepbound because I was fighting the appetite suppression and still eating high calorie stuff, high calorie, high carb, high sugar. I finally gave in when I started this challenge 2 weeks ago. I finally gave in and switched what I was eating, and immediately 8 pounds fell off. Now we can make the argument that Zepbound didn't do that. My eating changes did that. But what my argument is that I couldn't make the eating changes without the Zepbound because it got my appetite and my cravings under control. So that's what it is. I've always said Zepbound doesn't make you lose weight. The choices that you make on Zepbound is what make you lose weight. Zepbound is just there to make those choices a lot easier. Like if you've ever had to lose weight before or struggle with weight, you know how hard it is to change your eating habits. It's incredibly hard. It's not impossible, but it's incredibly difficult, especially when you have a food addiction or you have an addiction to sugar or things like that. It's incredibly hard to remove certain things from your diet, especially when we're constantly surrounded by these different foods. Zepbound comes in and makes all of that easier. It makes walking down the sugar aisle in the grocery store 10 times easier. Or you don't even need to walk down that aisle. You don't even need to do it. You don't even need to do it. It makes it easier to avoid certain foods because one, if you eat it, you're going to get sick. Like the first week was it the first week? I was in Orlando. So it was like my first or second week on Zepbound. I lost my ability to have sweetened beverages unless it was coffee. I lost my ability to drink juice and soda that wasn't zero sugar. Like, so I could drink Coke Zero and Sprite Zero, but I couldn't drink a strawberry lemonade, if that makes sense. Or a regular Coke or Sprite. Like I literally almost couldn't get it down. Couldn't get it down. I could still have sugar. I keep hitting my hand on this desk. I could still have sugar in my iced coffee, so I could still have caramel in my iced coffee. I'm not sure why that I was able to get down, but I couldn't get down like lemonade, sweet tea, juice. I couldn't get it down. I still can't get it down. I can get down tea. I think I can get down tea, maybe like a little bit. I can get down a little bit of like sweet tea or something like that. But juice is out of here. Soda, we just talked about that earlier. I'm going to have to give it up permanently. I'm going to have to. I don't have a choice. It's just a matter of when. Like, am I going to wait until after my Europe trip so I can kind of not be too worried about it, or beforehand? I feel like I should just do it beforehand. I feel like I shouldn't delay it, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, so okay, so consistently losing on a 7.5. Okay, so that gets me to where I am now. Yes, I am consistently losing on a 7.5, assuming that I'm making the right food choices. Yes. And it's easier to make the right food choices because of the Zepbound. And nobody's going to convince me otherwise. Like me and Zepbound may as well start a relationship. Like we are in a relationship. Ain't no we need to start. We have started a relationship. We're exclusive. And that's just how it is. Thank you. Thank you, Songstress. Yeah, so Nature Girl, I don't know how long you've been watching my channel, but I always talk about my cousin. My cousin is working in the Netherlands. Me and my dad are going there for a visit. And okay, we make a lot of jokes. Me and my cousin, like we get like out of control. And in my mind, like my cousin is completely tatted, right? Completely tattooed up or whatever. So in my mind, we about to be in Europe with no clothes on. Okay, but like not when my dad's around, because like old people always messing stuff up. But like the parents are always in the way. Like I need y'all to go away. So me and my cousin, like, so I told my cousin, if you take that shirt off and show up them tattoos and you think it's okay to have your chesticles out, I'm taking mine off and they bet not lock me up. Okay? Right? Just because I got titties and you don't mean you get to walk around and be naked and I don't. Am I making sense? Okay? Am I making sense? Right? Yes. So I have to lose the weight to get the weight off my hips so that I can walk around. Also, I have an old knee injury that I got somewhat fixed with surgery. So that's another thing. I suffer from inflammation in my knee. I often get knee pain. So again, I have to get this weight off. Like I have to get it off. Y'all not hearing me. I got to get it off. But also, My cousin just thinks that, like, oh, I got tattoos, I can take my shirt off. Bullshit. Watch mine come off too. I'm capping. I ain't gonna do that. But I like to talk shit like I am. I really do. I really do. Zero side effects on a 7.5. You're lucky. I do get side effects, but they're temporary. I don't know why I get diarrhea on a 7.5 milligrams Zepbound. I don't know why that's a thing. I don't know. I don't know. But what am I gonna do about it? What am I gonna do? I can't do nothing about that. I'm not about to stop taking it. I know that much. It's bad enough that I was concerned when I took my injection the night before I had to fly. It's that serious. Now that I mention it, my last injection, I didn't get that side effect. But I was concerned because the prior 3 times I did get that side effect. I wonder if it was because I was eating fried food. And now that I'm not eating fried food, I'm not getting that problem. I wonder if that's what the difference is. What do y'all think? I wonder. My first 2 weeks, well, the first 3 weeks of me taking Zepbound, every time for the first 3 days, 4 days, I would have diarrhea. Now that I've started the challenge where I can't have the fried food, when I take my injection, I don't have no problems. It could be that my body just got used to it, but I wonder if it was what I was eating. I wonder. Da-da-da. You know? That's why I gotta come on here and talk to y'all, because like I start making sense. Things start to fall into place. I start to understand. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I really do. Because I didn't have no out. So I flew out on Thursday. So I decided to I took my injection 2 days early this week. Um, I didn't have any problem, but I was concerned. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna be at the airport, I'm gonna be on this plane and I'm gonna be stuck and my stomach's gonna be fucked up. And I had no problems. I had no problems. Oh my God. I think it's the fried food. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's crazy. I think it's that. We'll see. I'll be able to tell for sure over the next 2 weeks. You have that sucks. I like fried food. Oh, that sucks. That I don't know. Okay, so when I first started Compound, I remember people saying that being on Zepbound or Manjaro, because I don't even know if Zepbound had been released yet, but being on tirzepatide, your body does not like fried food. I remember somebody telling me that in my comments, and I'm like, but I don't have that problem. Like the whole time I was on Compound, I never had a problem with fried food. I didn't have a problem with really any food. I just was able to eat less because of the appetite suppression. But being on Zepbound, sugar and fried food are like, you're risking it. You're risking some serious suffering. You're risking some serious suffering if you want to have a diet high in sugar or high in fat, especially fat from fried food. Like there's also fat from like an egg, right? Or some butter, which also that's also a struggle for me too. Like high fat foods in general right now are hard for me. They're hard. They're hard. Fried food toward the end of your shot. Well, at least for the next 2 weeks, I can't have fried food at all or owe people money. That's how. Hey Jen. I talked about earlier in the video. Part of the challenge is to not eat it at all. So I'm thinking that's why I haven't had the reaction because I haven't been eating it. I think this is a good opportunity for me to give up fried food though. But the problem is I'm going to Europe again. So back to the whole Europe thing. Apparently in the Netherlands, everything is a potato. Like they are obsessed with potatoes. They serve potatoes with everything. French fries, tater tots, potatoes. Like they serve potatoes with everything. And I'm a potato lover. So I want to be able to go to Amsterdam and have me a cute steak fry and not be judged for it. Okay. I would like to go to Amsterdam and get me a nice steak fry and not be judged. So, but I think when I come back, I think it's a good idea for me to give up fried food. I can air fry. I have an air fryer. I can air fry. But I think it's a good idea for me to give up deep fried foods, foods fried in oil. I think that's a good idea for me to give up. I don't know if I will. We're definitely going to give up soda. zero sugar or not, we're gonna give up soda. I'm gonna give up soda. Maybe I should turn it into a challenge for the whole channel. But soda, gotta go. I don't need it. Oh, I saw somebody earlier. I didn't share it, but I saw somebody say try flavored sparkling water. Yes, I like Waterloo that comes in a can. So I do like sparkling water. I do. But I like Coke Zero. I really do. I like Coke Zero and Sprite Zero a lot. Especially the cherry one. The cherry one's really it's really good. Even Dr. Pepper Zero is really good too. But whatever. We're eventually I mean, I'm off of it right now, so the my best bet would be to just not go back to it, right? Like now that I'm not drinking it, this would be the perfect opportunity to just not go back to it. Fried food, that's asking a lot. But I think it would be a good idea. Um, did she write me back? She didn't tell me if she has a scale or not. I'm not about to go looking through. I don't like coming to people's houses and opening up all the doors. I'm not gonna lie. It depends on how it depends on the house. Okay, can we? We're about to get out of here, but let me just get into the house sitting really quick before we get out of here. Oh, I see some new people commenting, so I'm gonna get to your comments. And oh, also before I get out of here, let me just share the link. You never know, somebody might click it and come up. Anybody is invited to come up if you have a question or if you just want to share something or say hi. Um you don't have to turn on your camera if you don't want to. Let me see if I can pin it. Yeah, let me see if I can pin my comment. Okay, so if you want to come up and talk or say hi, go ahead and click the link. If not, it's fine. But I want to get into my house sitting. I always like to talk about house sitting a little bit before I end my video. Oatmeal fixed my tum issues and bathroom visits. I use Oats Overnight brand. I use coconut milk as the liquid. Eat it for lunch due to the carbs when I'm active. Good protein in it. How is the oatmeal helping with the bathroom visits? How does that work? Huh. I want to know more if you're willing to tell me. It's drugs. Put it down. Put down the Coke Zero. It's not good for you. I don't like the idea of giving up foods. Lifelong, we're going to have a wing or a french fry. Jen, I'm sick of you because you're going to keep me on this live stream for another hour. This conversation right here, yes, to that. Because, are you okay? I hope you're not like moderating and driving. Like, are you okay? Jen, let's talk about this. Damn, you're going to keep me on here for another hour. Okay, but this is important. Maybe this needs to be its own video. By the way, I did see that most people voted for me to go live on Saturday mornings. Again, I just haven't I haven't had the time because I've been caring for a disabled greyhound. So he takes up a lot of my time, and when I'm not taking care of him, I'm trying to sleep. It's either sleep, him, or work. So I will develop a Saturday morning routine. I'm thinking 8 a.m. 11 a.m. Eastern time is what I'm thinking. Okay. So most people I think is up by that time. But so okay, so I said that to say maybe this needs to be its own video. But I want to tell you something. I agree with you. The only thing is, for me and my issues, some things have to be completely removed because I'm terrible with moderation. Why am I getting notifications? Silence. Quiet. Thank you. For me, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that like this has held me back for years. Trying to make foods that I'm clearly addicted to work in my diet. Okay. So there's a balance. Like there's a balance between like okay, so for gluten, for example, I've talked about how I feel like I have a gluten allergy because whenever I eat it, one, I get symptoms of depression. My mood is very low. Like I get really irritable, like I'm easily irritable. My energy is down, my mood is low. I get symptoms of depression, but I also get sinus congestion when I eat gluten. It still remains in my diet to some extent because of breaded chicken. Okay. But my ideal is to have it removed completely because I know through self experimentation that it just does not agree with my body. It's not going to send me into like cardiac arrest, but my body does not like gluten. I'm addicted to it because when I remove it, I get extreme withdrawals. Like my withdrawals from gluten are worse than my withdrawals from sugar. There's a book on it. There's a couple of books on it, but the one that I like is Wheat Belly. I love that book. It really changed everything for me when it comes to my perspective on foods made with flour. So breads, pastas, cookies, cakes, all that. The problem with that is though, I often start to get anxiety about the holidays. Whenever I think of giving up flour, gluten, I start to think about the holidays and how I'm not going to get to have cake. Last year around November or October, I went to the state fair in North Carolina and I made a whole video about it because I had decided to go sugar free at that time, but I was really I was really kind of upset because I wanted funnel cake. And the state fair or going to an amusement park is the only time of year that I ever get to have a funnel cake. So I decided to make an exception. This would be addressing your comment, Jen. I made an exception. I had funnel cake for one day. It was the best thing ever in the world. And I haven't had it since. So funnel cake is one of those things I can have once or twice a year and be okay. Pizza, on the other hand, is either I'm going to eat it or I'm not. Pizza is one of those things that I would like for it to be like a once or twice a year. Like pizza, I have an extreme pizza addiction. I think I came out of the womb eating pizza. I'm pretty sure that's my reality. It was either pizza or it was a french fry. It was one, maybe both. But I got it bad with pizza. I have it bad with like cake. Cake is another thing that like actual cake, like a birthday cake or some sort of special cake, whatever. I don't know. Cake is another thing that I reserve for certain times of the year. So like the holidays, like I typically wouldn't eat cake until Thanksgiving. Every now and again, I may get a slice from like Walmart or the grocery store, the bakery section or something like that. But for the most part, I don't tend to have cake until the holidays. But cookies, chocolate chip cookies, I start eating it and I can't stop. So yes, the idea of giving up foods is sometimes too restrictive. But I think you need to know yourself. Not you specifically, but like whoever this applies to. You have to know yourself and know what you can and cannot handle. I can't moderate pizza. I can't not traditional pizza. I can moderate gluten-free pizza because it's not all that good. So I can have it once in a while and be okay. But I can't moderate it. So I just have to remove it. I can't moderate soda, right? We talked about this earlier with the Coke Zero. I can't moderate it. If I have it, I want it every day or a few times a week, but that's enough to stall my weight loss. So I can't have it. I can't have it. Now, does that mean if I gave up Coke Zero today that I won't go to Amsterdam and have a Coke? That doesn't mean that. So I agree with you, but there are certain things that I know for me are triggers. They are triggers, and it's just best to remove them completely, or at least for 99% of the time. Like I said, there are certain things that I can remove for most of the year, have it once or twice, and I'm perfectly fine, not even thinking about it. I have ice cream probably like 4 or 5 times a year, if that. I don't have ice cream often. I'm okay without it. Like candy, I'm over here with the shakes because I want some Sour Patch Kids. Like candy's another thing that I really should just ditch from my life altogether because I can't moderate it. Cannot. If I'm eating candy, I'm eating it all the time. I'm eating the whole bag, the shareable size. So we definitely need to talk about that because where is the line between restriction and like you just not being truthful with yourself? Not you, but like anybody. Like, because I try to lie and say I could moderate pizza and I can't. I try to lie and say I could moderate certain junk food. I mean, lie to myself and I can't. And if I want to be successful, these things just got to go. They have to go. I don't have a choice in the matter because the only reason my weight loss has been, I should be approaching my goal in July of 100 pounds down. Like I should be approaching 140 in July, maybe August, but I'm not. My weight loss has been incredibly slow and I spent 6 months not losing any weight at all because of things that I was eating. So definitely eating out, lots of fried food, lots of candy, lots of Coke Zero and Sprite Zero. Um, breakfast cereal is another thing that I have learned thanks to Zepbound to successfully moderate. So typically breakfast cereal, I can't have it because I will overeat it. Not that it's good for you or anything, but some people like cereal. I like cereal. Typically, I can't have it. So I have reserved to only have it when I will go on vacation. If I've stayed at a hotel that has cereal, that would be I couldn't put it in the house. Since me and my boyfriend started living together, he eats cereal. I've been back on a cereal tip because it's always around. It's always in the house. But now I'm at a place where because of Zepbound, I can have it sometimes and then I cannot have it and I'm okay. I can have it, I cannot have it. So do I think total restriction is the answer? Possibly for some people is my answer. Possibly for some people, total restriction. Total restriction might be the answer. Um, soluble fiber versus insoluble. Look it up. Different foods with fiber act differently in the tum, digesting, and bathroom. Yeah, so I know about insoluble and insoluble fiber. So are you saying that the soluble fiber or the insoluble fiber is like absorbing? I'm not sure. Like I know it's insoluble and soluble fiber, but I don't know how that limits. I would think oatmeal would make you go, no? Because of the fiber? I would think that would make you go. So are you saying that it makes you go less? I'm not sure. I love me some cake. Cake is bad business. Cake is absolute Cake is absolute bad business, but I need to find a gluten-free cake. That's what I need. I need to find a gluten-free cake. Gluten-free flours though, tapioca starch, cassava, got to be careful with those because those can delay your weight loss as well. Those can screw up your blood sugar and cause and contribute to insulin resistance as well. So you have to be careful with those. But I would rather have an alternative than no alternative at all. I've tried to switch to gluten-free pasta. Now I just avoid making pasta because I don't want gluten-free pasta. So for the most part, I just don't make it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so looks like nobody wants to come up, which is fine. That's okay. I am going to start wrapping up. I just want to thank everybody that came through and participated. Of course, Alexis, Nature Girl, Sydney, and Songstress was here for a minute, and then Jen at the end, and 3 left turns. Why is that your name? Look at me judging people. I need to stop. That's not nice. And then earlier, G's was here. Is that how you say it? G's? One of one? Yes. Okay. The one, he's holding it down for all the fellas. Oh, and Journey of Life was here as well. Thank you all for. Okay, it's Father's Day. Like, I'm so sorry. I should have been more available. Like, I should have done this yesterday because I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm doing this on Father's Day because I forgot it was Father's Day. Okay. Like, I told my boyfriend Happy Father's Day. I told my dad Happy Father's Day. But before that, like when I originally said I was going to do this either last night or today, I should have just did it last night, but I forgot that it was Father's Day. So people are going to see Mo's point of view. I was literally just about to say people are going to see this late, but that's okay. I'm sorry. It's my fault. But I could not go another day without giving this update. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, especially since y'all missed my meltdown. Like I was about to come over here. I was about to come on here crying a week ago. And I sucked it up. I'm starting to get hungry. Yes, you can still get hungry on Zepbound. My stomach is growling. I haven't eaten all day, so my stomach is gonna growl because it's empty. Oh, there's one more thing. I'm sorry. I know this is getting long, but alternate day fasting. I did not get into that. Okay, so let me look at this real quick. I would be curious if higher doses take away your urges for those things. Oh, so I talked about this, Jen. My cravings for those are gone. But psychologically, I still want those things. Like mentally, based on habit, I still want those things. That's something that I have to work out with myself. Maybe I'll need therapy for it with like somebody that specializes in food addiction because that's more emotional eating than it is actual cravings. Zepbound has my cravings under control. Don't misunderstand me. My cravings are under control. But emotionally, I still desire those foods, and that's where I struggle. Most point of view, I'm late to the live, but I heard you say Red Rock Pharmacy was not. I said it was trash. I hated their compound, and nobody has contradicted me yet. Are you here to contradict me about Red Rock? Let me know. Did you get some good compound from there? I didn't like Red Rock's compound. Hi Erica. I'm doing good on this Father's Day. I'm disrupting people's lives with my Zepbound drama. I don't know why. um, consistently not having diarrhea anymore and zero Oh, okay. So I have to try. What kind of oatmeal did you say? Was it whole oats? What did you say? Um, Overnight brand. I use oats overnight brand. Okay. All right. Okay. Because something that I didn't mention is that although I have been having the issue with the diarrhea when I first take my injection, halfway through the week, suddenly I'm constipated. So as of right now, I'm either one or the other. When I was on compound, I was only ever constipated. And I did a video on my constipation remedies. But now that I'm on Zepbound, I alternate between the two. I haven't found a happy middle ground where I can just go normally. I'm working on that. So I'm gonna try the oatmeal. Okay. All right. I will try that. Okay. See, this is whose fault is this is Jen's fault. I almost got out of here without somebody contradicting me about Red Rock. And now here I knew one person was gonna do it. So most point of view says I love Red Rock Pharmacy. I'm in California. It works for me. Okay. Have you ever tried brand? Have you ever tried any other compound? And what dose are you on, Mo? And if you want to share your weight loss progress, I need your starting weight, your goal weight, starting weight, current weight, and your goal weight and your height. I know that's a lot. So let me see if I can type it in the chat. SW is starting weight, CW is current weight, GW is goal weight, and then height. If you want to answer, you don't have to. What? Why did it do that? My comment came out looking stupid because I typed it from StreamYard, but you get the gist. Let me see what happens if I try to do it on YouTube. Hold on, let me see. I'm doing this like the most difficult way possible in height. Okay. All right. So we got one person that likes Red Rock. Red Rock is in Utah, I think. Utah, Colorado. It's somewhere. But I want to know, have you ever tried any others? Because I have only heard bad things about Red Rock. I cannot stand Red Rock Pharmacy. Oh my God. I swear when I got my compound, I got 5 milligrams from them and 7 milligrams. And it was from 2 different telehealth companies. I was with 2 different telehealth companies that got compound from Red Rock. And it was like injecting water. I mean, and I had to go through the vial because I didn't want to waste it. So those months were extremely difficult because I would have no progress when I was on Red Rock. Zero progress. Baseball. Okay. I don't watch sports. Okay. I got you. I'm going to slide the bar back and watch. Okay. Fine. That's okay. I'm going to leave it up. There will be some live streams that will get once they go down. Okay. So let me give an announcement right now. One, if you're not already subscribed, definitely make sure you hit the subscribe because some live streams are going to be only for subscribers only, and you won't be able to comment unless you're subscribed. 2, eventually some live streams, once I'm done live, like whoever gets to see it live is who gets to see it live. And when it comes down, it will be moved to members only. That won't be every live stream, but some of the content that I have planned for after the summer or later this summer, I will do them live so that people can be encouraged to join the live and participate. But when it comes to replay, that's going to be moved to members only. And then, of course, there will be some members only live streams. So that's down the line. I just wanted to, if you haven't already subscribed, definitely make sure you subscribe. My cravings for cake is gone on Zepbound. I don't crave cake. I crave nothing. I have zero cravings. I do get hungry because my stomach gets empty. Like right now, I haven't eaten today. I should go grab a protein shake. Do y'all mind? I'm gonna go grab a protein shake in a minute. But I don't crave anything. It's the best thing in the world to not crave anything. But emotionally, I'm still stuck with how those foods make me feel. So I'm struggling with the emotional connection. That's something I gotta work on. Oh, okay. Songstress is behind in the stream. Yeah, I was talking about some. Stay on for another hour. What are you doing? What do you mean stay on for another hour? I started taking L-carnitine to boost weight loss and have lost 4 libs in 5 days, but the diarrhea is wild. The diarrhea so is the L-carnitine causing the diarrhea or is it Zepbound causing the diarrhea? I'm telling y'all, like, I'm really like, I'm sorry that I keep saying diarrhea on this stream, but what else am I supposed to call it? So should I get into the details? Because like I want to, but I don't want to be like too extra. Like I don't want to tell too much. But it's really like on some crazy, like it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like it's on some it's almost as if like when I take the Zepbound, all of the water gets drawn into my colon. If you know how the body works and you know how diarrhea works, it's because water is being drawn into the intestines, into the colon. But with Zepbound, it's like to the 10th power. I'm not in pain. I don't feel discomfort other than not having a solid bowel movement. Of course, that's uncomfortable, but I'm not in pain. I don't feel sick. It's just a sense of urgency, and I better get to the bathroom quickly. But when it comes out, it's like water. Like it's, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hope you're not eating. I hope nobody's eating on this Father's Day. Well, I mean, I hope you eat eventually or you ate already, but I hope you're not eating right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I know that's just too much, but listen, I'm going to try the oatmeal. I'm going to try it and see what happens. I'm going to try it and see. I don't know why you're telling me to stay on here for another hour. Let me see. Well, Sage don't look like he want to get up anyway. So if I'm gonna stay on here, I need to go give me a protein shake. So I'm gonna have to no. If I'm gonna stay on here, somebody's gonna have to come up here and say hi. How about that? That's the only way I'm gonna stay. And because I'm weird about numbers, and now we're at 2 hours and 13 minutes, I'm gonna at least stay until the 2 hour and 30-minute mark. If nobody comes up, then I'm saying deuces. I'm getting out of here. But yeah, so people are gonna be, I was trying to say before that people are going to see this late because I decided to do this on time. And most people said Saturday morning. So I'm assuming if you haven't voted, go to my community tab post and look at the poll of when I should be doing my live streams. Most people said Saturday morning. The next majority was Saturday evening. And then the third majority was Sunday morning. And then the least amount of votes was Sunday evening. So I'm aiming for doing my live streams on Saturday morning. But if you haven't heard already, I'm taking care of a disabled greyhound currently. I'm house sitting outside of Chicago. So the dog has been taking up a lot of my time. Someone come up and say hi, please. Y'all are getting peer pressured. What are you eating during the week? Shenanigans. Okay, so currently mostly protein shakes. So let me go get it real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. So during the week, I'm mostly relying on protein shakes because I'm not hungry for the most part. Damn, I was supposed to get into the alternate day fasting. Okay. So I'm only hungry when I go the whole day without eating. Eh, it's almost 3, it's almost 3:30 where I'm at. I'm in Central Time. So I rely on mostly these Fairlife 42-gram protein shakes. And here I have the 26-gram as well, depending on which one I feel like I need at the time. This one is kind of hard to get down, so I don't drink this one all the time, but I do drink it at least like 4 times a week. When I'm home, Fairlife has a 23-gram protein. I rely on that one the most. Um, so I mostly rely on protein shakes. I eat eggs on a regular basis, and I eat bacon on a regular basis. You take my bacon, I take your life. Don't tell me not to eat bacon because I'm gonna eat it. Um, I mostly eat chicken as my meat source. I don't like beef. No particular reason. I just don't like it. Every now and again, I'll try a little bit of steak or a little bit of ground beef, but for the most part, I don't like it. I don't eat a lot of produce. I did a whole video about that. If you even look at, honestly, Jen, you can look at my grocery haul and see that I mostly do dairy and protein. I'm not saying that's the healthiest, but I do have a little bit of a keto mindset. I'm not keto. I eat too many carbs to be keto. But when I'm picking my foods, for the most part, outside of the starchy foods, I'm thinking about protein and fat. So it's going to be like chicken, eggs, bacon, cheese, milk, creamer, protein shakes. I have recently started having gluten-free bread because I want grilled cheese. I eat like a 4-year old, okay? Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But I have started eating a little bit of gluten-free bread, gluten-free pancakes, a little bit, not a whole lot. And before the challenge started, I was eating junk food. Like before I started Zepbound and before the challenge started, I was eating junk food. So like candy, fried food, so like chicken tenders, french fries, pizza. A lot of that I'm not eating now because it's just not allowed on this 30-day challenge. So I don't have the best diet. Um, I don't have the best diet, but one thing at a time. Right now I'm focusing on getting enough protein to preserve my muscle and getting enough calories so that I don't crash my metabolism. That's the objective. Okay, I think I answered your question. Zepbound has me constantly constipated, and L-creatine gives me really bad diarrhea. I don't actually even know what that is. Like, what is that? I don't even know what L-creatine is. I'm saying creatine is carnitine. Let me look it up. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Carnitine. What is that? Oh, an amino acid. Okay. 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 Why do you take it? What does it do for you? You said to boost your weight loss. What does the L-carnitine do to boost your weight loss? Zepbound, yeah. As far as the constipation, I start out with diarrhea and then it switches to constipation. I'm not really sure why. I don't know. I don't know. When I eat deli meat, I get diarrhea. The only deli meat that I eat is salami. A little bit though. A little bit. Like really like maybe 3 or 4 pieces. Um oh wait, let's see. Oh, she has a scale. Oh, she has a scale. If you wasn't here already, I'm pet sitting and I asked the dog owner if she has a scale so I can weigh in because my last weigh in was a week ago and I was 8 pounds down. So I'm pretty sure I've gained some of the weight back. Like I'm pretty sure I gained a lot of the water weight back. Okay, so she has a scale. Cool. All right. She's giving me kudos on my weight loss journey. Okay. So I'll weigh in. I'm not going to weigh in on this stream. I'm going to weigh in and then I'll post it on my community tab. Again, subscribe so that you can get the community tab post updates. Okay. So could be the dairy. It could be the dairy. I didn't think about that. I thought it might be the fried food. Could be the dairy. Interesting. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't had it this week. I haven't had any diarrhea this week. So I don't know. So I'm gonna have to experiment with that because now I'm curious. It's so the fried food or the dairy. Okay. All right. It's a fat burner. Okay. All right. Cool. Sway's journey to fit. I take magnesium complex every night. It helps keep me regular. I take a magnesium complex, but I don't take it every night like I'm supposed to. Um, my allergies are bothering me. I'm always on the stream, like itching my nose. I do have a magnesium complex. I don't know if I put it in my constipation remedy video, but I do have one, and I take more than the required dose because it's that serious. Like my constipation is that serious. So typically I'll start out with 2 capsules, which is the recommended dose daily, and then I'll up it to 3, and then I'll up it to 4. The problem is I only start taking it after I'm already constipated. So I guess technically I'm supposed to be taking it beforehand. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Yeah. I'm not supposed to wait until I'm constipated and then try to play catch up with the magnesium. Got it. Okay. Because at this point, I'm going to need some Miralax. I travel with Miralax at this point. I travel with my constipation. I travel with my magnesium. I travel with, what are the tablets called? The digestive enzymes. I travel with them, but I don't always use them. I took them last night. And I travel with Miralax. If you didn't watch my videos from when I was in Mexico, I spent my birthday in Mexico. I was in Mexico for almost a week, and I had the most severe constipation. It nearly ruined my trip. And you know what got me through it? Not Miralax, not magnesium, coconut water. They gave me some disgusting fresh coconut. They was cutting open coconuts at the pool, and I thought they were giving like pina coladas or something. And no, they handed me a coconut full of coconut water, and it was disgusting. But a light bulb went off, and I was like, oh, this is gonna work. Like, you ever seen Castaway? I'm a movie buff. Yes, sometimes I see movies and I do shit. But Castaway, you know, he was stuck on an island. He was drinking a lot of coconut water and eating the coconut meat, and he had diarrhea. So that popped into my head. I've never had fresh coconut before, and I never had coconut water. But when they gave it to me, I was like, ugh, this is nasty. But I was like, oh, yes, this is gonna work. And it worked. It worked like a charm. You know what? Maybe I just need to add coconut water into my diet. Maybe I should just do that. Maybe I should, but it's so nasty. I don't like it. I don't like it. But maybe I should drink coconut water a couple of times a week to try to get me regular. What time is it? I wonder if they got coconut water at CVS. I can walk to the CVS after I'm done here and see if they well, I don't want to see if they got it. I'm not walking over there if they ain't got it. So I'm gonna have to look it up in advance. There's also a Whole Foods, but it's gonna be like $5 for a coconut water, and I'll be pissed. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna try that. Okay, cool. I just looked up the protein shakes because you showed grams of protein, but I noticed those have monk fruit and stevia sweeteners. Those sweeteners would give me diarrhea. You know what? Somebody just said it might be the dairy. Maybe it's the sweetener. No, I don't think so, because I never had a problem with these. And it only happens after I take my injection. It's the Zepbound, but something is triggering it. Like something along with the Zepbound is triggering the diarrhea. Monk fruit. To be honest, I hadn't looked up the sweeteners. I didn't. It has about, in this 26-gram one, it has about 8 grams of carbs, 5 grams of sugar, 26 grams of protein. It's okay for me. If those sweeteners don't work for you, then I definitely wouldn't recommend it. I definitely wouldn't recommend it. But now that you mentioned the stevia, I wonder if the stevia is causing like bloating. I would say bloatation. Bloatation is worse. But I wonder if the stevia is causing like my bloating. I mean, if I don't drink these, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do, because I need to supplement protein. My dietitian spent months trying to convince me to supplement my protein, and I just refused. She wanted me to drink, what's that? The protein shake. Oh my gosh. Hold on, let me see. She wanted me to drink what's it called? Premier. Okay, so what about Sydney, what about Premier protein? Let me see what the ingredients are. I didn't like the taste, so I didn't keep drinking it. Ingredients. Let's see. Uh okay. I don't see monk. I don't see monk fruit. Let me see. What about stevia? Let's see. I don't see stevia. Uh, what sweetener do they use? Mm, okay. Well, there's like 50 things in here that I don't know what they mean. I'm pretty sure one of these are a sweetener, but sweetener. But try Premier. Premier is bad. What's bad about Premier? I mean, I don't drink it. I don't like it. But are you saying it's like bad ingredients or it just tastes bad? Lord. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I have to supplement with my protein because I can't eat enough. But this is also why I wanted to move to a every 10-day injection instead of every 7 because I'm hoping it'll open up my appetite a little bit and allow me to eat more food. Not too much, but I definitely need to eat more than I am eating. Because right now I'm coming in at about 1200 and that's too low. I need to be at about 1650 1650 for my calories. So I'm short about 400 to 500 calories a day, which will crash my metabolism and I won't be able to lose any more weight. If I haven't crashed it already, to be quite honest with you. I don't think I have, but I don't know. Okay, so I wanted to get into the alternate day fasting before I get out of here, and then maybe a little bit about house sitting. Has anyone here done house sitting before? Has anyone watched Stephanie Perry? Beautiful, beautiful black woman. She talks about house sitting. I learned it from her. I'll get into some of that. So I talked about during this challenge getting into alternate day fasting because I can't eat enough every day. So instead of under eating every single day, I would rather have a day where I eat my full amount of calories and then a day that I don't eat at all. So one day, accidentally, unplanned, I ended up not eating until about 6 o'clock in the evening, 7 o'clock in the evening, maybe 8 o'clock. I don't know. It was late and I almost died. Oh my God. I have lost my willpower or my ability to fast successfully beyond 16 hours. Like I can get through 16, 18. I can get through 16 hours pretty easily. Once I start to get to about 18 hours, like I started getting hungry around 3 o'clock. It's central time. So about 30, 40 minutes ago, I started to get hungry. My last meal last night was at 9. So that puts me at about 20. No, that puts me at about 18 hours and I was already getting hungry. Like, what the hell? I got to be able to do better than that. I have to be able to do better than that. Like 18 hours and my stomach is growling. I got to be able to do better than that. So I tried to not eat for a whole, well, I wasn't intentional, but I ended up being very, very faint. And that's the thing, because Zepbound controls your blood sugar. If you're not eating, sometimes you feel like shit because your blood sugar is probably crashing or your blood sugar is too low. So it's hard to fast and be on a GLP-1. I talked about this before in older videos. I learned this when I first started that I was not successfully fasting. So I just stopped trying. But now that I've stalled for so long, I'm trying to go back to some of the things that I know work, which is fasting. It works outside of a GLP-1. I want it to work with a GLP-1. So intermittent fasting has not been working out too well because I can't really seem to struggle at like the 18-hour mark. I start to get hungry. So I haven't started my alternate daily fasting either. I've been still eating every day, just under eating, which is not good. Which is not good. So I have to figure out a way to work through that. And I'm probably gonna need an accountability buddy. Does anybody here like to fast? Well, who likes to fast? Is anybody here interested in fasting? Because I probably need somebody to do it with me. To motivate me. My cousin refuses. My cousin refuses. But I definitely need, I gotta work it out. I have to work it out. I use Vital Protein Collagen Peptide Powder. Do I know Vital Protein? I feel like I do. 20-gram protein boost. I mix it in my hot tea. It has no flavor. Okay. I fast, but with this shot, it's hard. I gotta figure it out. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch to 10-day injection. So I'm not gonna take my injection this Wednesday. I'm going to take it. Okay, I'll play it by ear. I'll try 8 days first. So I'll get to Thursday. If I'm okay, I'll go to Friday. If I'm okay, I'll take it to Saturday. You'll try it with me. Are you sure? Because I'm gonna be on here crying. Like, I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna play out. So we're gonna start our fast, right? Just a 24-hour. Just a 24. If I can get to a 24-hour, I'll be okay to go beyond that. But what's gonna happen is I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna be like, this is your fault, Journey of Life. You encourage this stupidity. And this is your fault that I feel like crap. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna blame you. That's not fair. That's not fair. I shouldn't do that. So Journey of Life, are you already subscribed? I'm putting you on the spot a little bit. Only because a lot of people watch, but they're not subscribed. Like there's at least like 1,100 people that come back regularly, but they don't subscribe. So come on, stop being stingy. Go ahead and subscribe. But the reason I'm asking is because that way, when I post it on my community tab that I'm starting, or whenever I plan to start, I'll post it so you can see it. You can leave me a comment, and we can start together. And whoever else wants to join in. I just need a 24-hour to get started. I don't want to jump straight into a 3-day. A 3-day is my ultimate goal. I don't want to jump straight in because it's hard on the GLP-1 too fast. Like you will feel so useless and unproductive to the world. I have to have, like, I was going to do it this weekend, but I can't because the dog that I'm caring for requires a lot of extra help. So I can't afford to be all weak and I can't afford to be out of it, is what I'm saying. I can't afford to be out of it. So I couldn't do it this weekend. After I leave here, I'm going home for 2 weeks to pack up my stuff because I'm moving. And then I'll be off to another house sit. Oh, so really quickly, if you are interested in doing a 24-hour fast with me, just let me know in the comments and then I'll plan it out for us to do it on a weekend. So like from a Friday to a Saturday or from a Saturday to a Sunday, something like that. But we'll work out the details. I'll make sure I go live a couple of times before we start because it's 24 hours. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, but it's hard on it's hard on the GLP-1, so it kind of is a big deal. So we'll work it out. Just let me know in the comments, and then I will come back with another live stream so we can talk more about the benefits of fasting, why we should do a 24-hour fast, why we should fast for longer than 24 hours. We might watch a little bit of Jason Fung, okay? Like, I like Jason Fung, okay? Like, protect him at all costs. But I want to get into my house sitting a little bit before I get out of here. So if you don't know, I am a traveling pet sitter, okay? I travel from city to city, state to state, caring for people's homes and their pets while they are away traveling or whatever they're working, whatever they're doing. They're away. I'm in their house, eating up their stuff and swimming in their pool if they have a pool. See, I'm in Evanston, about an hour outside of Chicago, and there's no pool. That's fine, Journey of Life. You don't have to be a member right now. Hopefully you will be eventually, but I don't even have any content for the members yet, so it's perfectly fine if you don't want to be a member. That's fine. The 24-hour fast we will do publicly so anybody can join. That's perfectly fine. So I'm a traveling pet sitter and I'm moving. I'm giving up my apartment to go live with my dad. And by live with my dad, I mean put my stuff there because I won't be there. He don't know that, but he doesn't watch my videos. I mean, when I say I won't be there, like I will be there sometimes because I'm gonna try to set up a mini, not studio, but at least set up my desk so that I can film while I'm there. But I'll have a room and stuff like that. But for the most part, I just travel state to state, city to city, taking care of people's pets. And it's how I get to travel essentially for the most part for free. The only part that's not free is that I have to pay for my own transportation. If I'm flying, I'm typically using like credit card points or something like that, or I can pay for it out of pocket. But 9 times out of 10, I'm driving from one destination to another to care for these dogs. Right now, I am in Evanston with a greyhound that's tripping balls. I don't know what he's doing. Um, an elderly greyhound. He was a racing dog and he was rescued by his owner. And she's currently out of town dress shopping, I think for a daughter or a granddaughter or something like that. So I'm here with Sage and I'm just taking care of him, but he needs a lot of work. Like he needs a lot of help. Like apparently greyhounds got this thing they do where they get outside and they just stand there. They don't move. They just stand there. Like they don't want to go nowhere. So it's been taking a lot of energy to like get him out of the house, to walk him. I gotta wait for him to decide he wants to go to the bathroom, and then I gotta use a lot of energy to get him back into the house. But he's a good boy. It's been great. Said that to say, after I leave here, I'm going home to packing my shit up, and I'm taking it to South Carolina to my dad's house. But I have some other house sits coming up this fall, so I would like to do some content about the destinations that I'm traveling to. Like I want to go. I've never been to Chicago and I have not gotten a chance to get into the city while I'm here. I did not realize the Chicago River was so beautiful. I did not realize that the water up here was so dang beautiful. I didn't realize there were beaches here and I didn't realize the river was like emerald green or turquoise, something. Like I come from New York where everything is either brown or navy blue. It's ugly. But Chicago, it looks beautiful, but I'm about an hour away, so I have to plan to take a train an hour into the city and then figure out what I'm going to do from there. But I really would like to incorporate my destinations into my content. It's just hard because I'm not. Are you okay, Brody? He's okay. It's just hard because I'm not good at vlogging, but I want to be. So if you see some stuff popping up, that's just like, what is she doing? Like this ain't got nothing to do with Zepbound. Don't start with me, okay? Don't start. Just like, subscribe, leave a comment, be supportive. Don't start, okay? So when I leave here, I'm going home to pack, and then I'm going to, where am I going? I got a pet sit back home in North Carolina. I have 2 in North Carolina, and I have one in South Carolina. Later this summer, I'm going to California, and I'm going to Kentucky. I've never been to either of those places. I've never been in California. I've never been in Kentucky. So I'm really excited about the opportunity to be able to travel. And I will say, only the people here are going to hear this. It's not going to be something that I'm like planning to announce because it's probably a long time away. But as my channel grows, did I mention you should subscribe? I would like to get to 1,000 subscribers by my 1-year anniversary on this channel. My 1-year mark is in August 1st. I think it's a little bit of a reach, but I would like to see if I could get to 1,000 subscribers by then so we can have a party or something. But as my channel grows, I would like to entertain the idea of a meetup, but that would be a long time from now. Like, probably like another 6 months to a year because there's so many other things we have to do on this channel before we can even focus on that. And I don't want to focus on too many things at once. But while I have the freedom to travel, while my job is not recalling us to the office, yes, potentially I would love the idea of a meetup. I also talked about in a previous video how I will be starting to offer health coaching later this year when I get it all figured out. I'm a certified health coach that's not practicing because I'm stupid. And I did not, when I got certified, I work in cybersecurity. I didn't take the opportunity to do a career switch because the cybersecurity money is just a little too good. Like it's a little too good to give up. But I think I'm at a place where I have enough courage to take the leap and do a career change. So a couple of things. I want to offer some health coaching later this year, and I want to potentially within the next 6 months to a year work out a small meetup in whatever city that I'm in. So, for example, if I'm in Dallas or if I'm in Louisiana's not a city. If I'm in New Orleans or something like that, whoever's already there type of deal. Like, oh, I'm going to be here. You want to meet? You want to have coffee? Let's do that. That would be great. Sounds weird, but it's really not. Like I've met people from different social media platforms before. It's not that big of a deal. They typically like they're not serial killers. Okay? If you are one, I expect you to tell me in advance. I'm going to say that, okay? Jen, Erica, Sydney, Journey, right? If you got a couple bodies in the basement, I expect you to give that disclaimer in advance. I'm listening, but I can't type. Getting Father's Day lunch ready. I'll rewatch this later too. Okay, so let me let y'all go for your Father's Day. I just wanted to give a little bit of an update about my house sitting before I got out of here. I really should try to go see if I can hit the city a little bit and then maybe post a little videos. Oh, I'm also gonna go get on the scale. I'm gonna go get on the scale and then let y'all know. But do not be alarmed. If so, my lowest was 194. I posted 195 on YouTube, but technically it was 194. That which was 8 pounds down. If I get on the scale and it says 197, 198, do not be alarmed. It's just water. I have not eaten enough food. I'm talking to y'all as if like I'm not supposed to be talking to myself, but I have not eaten enough food for that to be a 5-pound weight gain of fat or anything like that. So I'm not going to feel bad. You know, I'm not going to be alarmed. It's going to be okay. I just want to be transparent, and water is going to fluctuate up and down and up and down. So I'm going to get on a scale and then I'll give you guys an update. What's gonna piss me off is if it says 202. I'm gonna be mad. You know what? I spoke too soon because I'm gonna be mad. If I get on that scale and it say 202, I'm gonna be upset. I might just start my fast tonight. I might go on a 3-day fast tonight. If I get on that scale and it say 202, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be pissed off. Okay, I'm gonna be pissed off. But as of right now, let's plan on. Okay, I'm in Chicago for another week, so unfortunately, if we're gonna do a 24-hour, it's probably not gonna be for another 2 weeks. Because no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Hold on. I'm going to be here until the 24th. I guess we can do it on the 21st potential or the 20th potentially. Let's see. All right. So we're tentatively let's plan Journey in Sydney. Tentatively, let's plan on the 20th for a 24-hour fast. But if for some reason that's not going to work, then it's probably going to be best for me to wait until I get home because I'm going to still try to do it while I'm on my house sit. Probably a bad idea, but tentatively, let's plan on the 20th. Of course, that's what I'm saying. Like, as I do my house sits from city to city, later, like down the line, I will plan like a meetup as I go along. And enjoy the rest of my day. I'm going to get out of here and let you guys enjoy the rest of your Father's Day. Again, if you didn't hear it before, happy Father's Day. And you know what? It's a holiday and y'all still came and showed support. Definitely make sure you hit the like. It really does help support the channel. It helps push the video out to other people so that they can find us. And make sure you're subscribed, okay? And share the video. One more thing. Chris and Lorraine recently talked about Novo Nordisk's new drug that they have coming out that's going to compete with Zepbound. Did y'all see that video? Are y'all interested in me reviewing that video? Maybe not. I don't know. I kind of skimmed through it a little bit. Are y'all interested in me reviewing Chris and Lorraine? Or I don't even think Lorraine was in that video. I only saw Chris. I'm not sure. But are you interested in me covering that? Because they come up a lot over here, like because people watch both channels. So they often come up. Okay. All right. Okay. So During the week, I'm only available before 3 p.m. Eastern time. Jacqueline Hills? Reindeer. You're new. Maybe you're not new, but you're new in the comments. A live react of Jacqueline Hill's GLP-1. Who is that? Should I look them up real quick before I get out of here? I will do the Kristen Lorraine video, right? If y'all don't mind, I don't want to overwhelm you with content, but if you really don't mind, like Saturdays are going to be our live days, Saturday mornings. But if you really don't mind some additional lives throughout the week in the morning, and then you can watch them at your own pace, then I will do that. Let me look. Who the hell is Jacqueline Hill? Let me look them up. Are they on YouTube? I tried a GLP-1 for 3 months. Jacqueline Hill. Okay, let me see. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Hill from Jacqueline Hill 1 on YouTube. I am a professional makeup artist. I'm young, ambitious, and full of life. I post makeup tutorials. Okay. Is it the I tried a GLP-1 for 3 months video? I obviously won't be able to do it today, but lurk on the lives. Oh, okay. So I mentioned before, when a new person comments, it's called falling out of the clouds. So thank you for falling out of the clouds for this stream. But before I get out of here, the Jacqueline video, is it the one that's titled I tried a GLP-1 for 3 months? She looks great. Like, that's a video that makes me want to talk about inflammation, because she definitely looks inflamed. Okay, so we got a Kristen Lorraine video and we got a Jacqueline Hill video. Let me write that down. Downsized review and Jacqueline Hill reaction. Now, she's a bigger channel, so this is a perfect example of one of those videos that when it's done, it's going to go to members only, because sometimes bigger channels don't like you reviewing their content and they can copyright strike you. And I haven't had any experience with the copyright system to know where the limits and bounds are, other than what I read on YouTube. But sometimes YouTube doesn't even follow their own guidelines. Like, they say something is okay, and then it's not, when it depends on who does it. Oh, don't tease me. The video was ignorant? Don't play with me like this. I love an ignorant video. I really do. And if she's really ignorant, she's really not going to like it if I review it. If she sees it. Like, if you've seen some of the video, like the TikTokers that I review, I think I'm fair, but some may say I'm harsh. I don't know. Oh, I'm tempted, but I can't do it right now. We've been on here for almost 3 hours. Golly. Okay, we're definitely doing that. All right, so what y'all doing later? Am I doing too much if I come back and go live again? Oh my gosh. Am I doing too much if I come back and go live again? Because, like, I'm curious. Should I watch it first, or do you want like a genuine reaction? Like, do you want the type of reaction where I have notes and I know where I'm going to pause, or you want me to do a raw reaction where I don't watch it in advance? Maybe let's do the raw one. No notes, no advanced watching. So I'll do that. I'm not going to lie. I really like ignorance. I really do. Like, I like responding. I like responding to ignorance. So there's a good chance that really late tonight, I might come back and do it. But if I don't, then I will just do it later this week. Okay, fine. Okay, so yeah, I'll do it this week then. That's fine. I have to do the Kristen Lorraine video, and I will do her video, because her video is 36 minutes long. That's a beast. That's a video by itself. Let's see. It won't get a lot of other YouTubers gave reaction to it. Okay, but they're not me. They reacted to it, but they're not me. So we gonna see. I'm not gonna watch anybody else's reaction. And I'm not gonna watch it ahead of time. But now I'm impatient. So there's a good chance that I will do it tonight or tomorrow. Like it might even come before the Chris and Lorraine video because I'm always up for some ignorance. I'm always up for some ignorance. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Reindeer, for falling out of the clouds. If you're watching the playback and you're mad at me because you didn't know I was gonna be live, I'm mad at me too because I didn't know I was gonna be live either. I am aiming for Saturday mornings. Bear with me as I take care of this greyhound for the next week or so. Once I'm done with him, I should be good to get on a regularly scheduled Saturday morning live. If you haven't voted already, go to my community tab and vote for what time you think I should go live, because right now Saturday mornings seems to be the consensus. Okay, but that could change. It could change to majority of people saying Saturday evening or Sunday morning. So make sure you go ahead and vote. Hit the like on your way out. Hit the subscribe. Set your notification bell. Set your notifications to all. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.